Okay, I'll take us into the intro.
Home in the valley, home in the city, home isn't pretty, ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway, home isn't my way, home I'll never be. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his gold. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Time is the essence, time is a season, time ain't no reason, got no time to show. Time everlasting, time to play these sides. Time ain't on my side, time will never know. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and lives that were blue. But I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Hey, how's everybody's Sunday going? Hope everybody's having a good day or had a good day. I did. I did that live, and then me and the kids, we just spent the rest of the afternoon in the pool with the kids and had a good, relaxing afternoon. Hey, Andy. Wow, good to see you. Hey, Lady Pants. Hey, Victoria. Hi, Catherine. Hey, Thor. Hey, Remy. Hey, J Dog. Wow, it's a skeleton crew tonight, huh? What the heck? I figured by this time everybody be done with what they're doing, and oh well, we'll still have fun. You know, we only need our core group, right? Yeah. So, yeah, you know, during my live, I thought about it afterwards, and Seth said something. He said, "Well, my lawyer said I needed to have a public record saying, proving I have no connection to the people that he was sending the C and Ds to." That doesn't make any sense. Why does there need to be a public record? They are YouTubers, not YouTubiest, whatever you call them. That just doesn't even begin to make sense. But yeah, uh, that was his excuse because we learned later on. I mean, he spewed the words us out because they were making him, trying to make him look bad. That's what it was all about. Anyway, it wasn't about nothing else. But today, I do want to finish up. Why do I have two windows open? No wonder this is acting up. Oh, I better leave it go. Anyway, um, but I've been meaning to get to this Betty, and there's a couple I want to do. And not the whole things, just bits and pieces of. Oh God, she never stops. The woman never ever stops. But a couple of days ago, she did a live, and I might just play the end about that. Oh, she finished another live alibi, and she does it in these stupid cartoonish stuff with real people pictures on there of people, and then she puts herself on every thumbnail. I don't. Sebastian Rogers, cease and desist. Then she puts oops. I mean, Katie Proudfoot, Chris and Katie Proudfoot say oops, Tennessee. What? And then she has liar wrote across Chris and Katie. But yet she can't show us any lies because she don't have them. And then she does one. He's gone. All in like it's a cartoon. And then she puts real face. She's such a fucking idiot. Oh my God, she's such an idiot. But at the end of this one live, she had a really nasty rant. And I believe it might be, no, it was more than a day ago. That ain't it. But I want to do the other one anyway. But yeah, she does so damn many. I think it's on her other channel. She does so damn many. I mean, 6, 7 of them a day because she does, puts everything in from her, TikTok. I mean, originality she does not have. But I think that one was on Bold Time Betty Crime Stories. But I want to do this other one. Oh, and then she does OMG, Bullhorn Betty. Lots to cover. And then she has the nerve to have a no justice shirt on because she copied somebody else. It's not her logo. None of that is her logo. Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories is live. Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories pressing the issues. Maybe, I don't think it was a week ago. Maybe it was. No, it was at the beginning. It was at the beginning. I think. I don't know if we reviewed. I think we reviewed that some of it. But there was a part I wanted to. And no, we don't care. We don't care that you're eating lunch. Oh, I know it's not this one. Okay. No, we're gonna watch you, Betty, and we're gonna laugh at you. And let me get this loaded. Bullhorn, Betty, Idaho. Oh my lord, I can't with that one. I did a couple of those reviews with her and that stupid olive oil and the ridiculous things they did. I can't. And then she does one, stop the lies. And this is 21 hours ago. Now, mind you, in the last 24 hours, she is nonstop attacking Chris and Katie. Nonstop. Vilely. I mean, some of the things she says, oh, this is a live that she did 13 hours ago about the cease and desist. We'll start with this because there's several we're going to fast forward because she puts them on. I mean, and what? And if you listen, you're going to hear the same regurgitated crap. It's all she says the same things in every video, anywhere from 6 to 8 times a day on TikTok and YouTube. It is. I don't understand people wanting to hear her say the same shit over and over and over again. Hey, Sleuthing Tater Tot, how are you? Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on your way in. More likes you get in the algorithm, your video gets out there. The last live wasn't too bad, but could use some more likes too. Okay. So did everybody have fun today? Did they relax? Have a relaxing Sunday? Hey, Bushy Watchers, come on in and say hi. We don't bite. Nope, we sure don't. I'm too tired to bite. Kids wear me out. They have so much energy. You just got back from a family lake weekend and catching up. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Spending the weekend on the lake sounds pretty good. Number 17. Yeah, I did a lazy day today. I did. I was still exhausted from yesterday, but you know, I played with the kids in the pool and decided to chill out at home. But we're going to get into, I'm going to be fast forwarding through this so we can get through them. Besides that, you'll hear the same thing she said in 3 videos ago within a matter of 5-6 hours. She has said the same things over and over again. So we can fast forward through it because, hey, Mystery, we've heard enough. Hey, Darby.
It's literally going to take all my patience in the world to get through. I don't even know if I'm going to go to church today. I am so angry.
You're angry.
I'm so angry today. I really don't even know if I'm going to go to church. That's how upset I am. And everybody says, well, that's when you need to go to church the most. But you know what? This morning has been a really, really rough morning. And personal. Now, it has nothing to do with YouTube because I know if I say something, they're going to try to make it into a YouTube thing. I have a personal life, and trust me, YouTube,
hey, Chris.
I could give 2 shits about. So there is that. But this morning's just been a very rocky morning, just to say the least. So then I get out here and I see everybody and their mother bitching and moaning and groaning about these cease and desist, and I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know who these people think they are. I don't know who they think that they can just go out there and injure this man and keep talking crap about it. Oh, by the way, we can make money off your kid for the clicks and the views we get, but let's bash the real father.
Betty, maybe you should go to church. Betty, you do exactly what you're saying. You bash the real mother and the real stepfather who was the primary male figure under the same roof. You have no problem bashing them. And Seth has no problem bashing them. Because, you're his puppet now, Betty. They know there's no low you won't go. There's nothing you won't say or do to someone. You're just their puppet. A very vile and disgusting puppet. Hey, Death Grips.
That named the kid for even having a YouTube channel. I'm over it. You guys are heathens. You guys are idiots. And the people that are supporting this nonsense, there's no words. Today is a Sunday.
Now, she says that word a lot too, because she just did this live or this video a few hours ago. And I just watched a video of her from one day during the week on Savages where she said pretty much the same exact things she's saying.
Humanity on these streets is appalling to me. It's just appalling.
It is from you people.
This man has every right to stop the nonsense going on. And quite frankly, these people haven't been advocating for his son.
Huh?
They've been...
What? Okay. Let me school you, Betty. Let me move my chair up here. Okay. Look. Okay. I'm going to tell you. See, I like to keep time. I like to know when I start something and when I finish it. I don't know. It's just weird. But I keep time about things. It's just something weird I do in my head. Let me tell you, Betty. Every time Seth goes on panels, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what trashy channel, including yours, he never spends more than a minute to 2 minutes tops talking about Sebastian. It's all me, I, and way too much detail. Big red flags. But yeah, might. But you want to know something really funny? Guess who, the few times they've been on panel, guess who has? Guess who's ignored this and kept Sebastian in the forefront? Yeah. You might want to do a little bit more research, Bets.
And bashing him nonstop, saying stuff like this man, he was messing around with her when she was younger. There's no supporting evidence of that. Manufactured evidence is...
It's not manufactured evidence. There is no manufactured evidence, by the way. And if I remember correctly, you did state that it wouldn't matter if she was underage because it's legal, because you were under the impression the mother gave the approval and signed the papers. I actually watched you that day and reviewed. I believe we covered that. But you were okay with it when when it was being said and said there was, signed documents by an adult, by a parent. You were okay with it for that reason. So you said it was okay. Yeah, we got you, Betty. So now it's gross because you don't believe there's any evidence in it. Okay. All right.
Evidence. And if you think a family court is going to be releasing some information to us, you've got something going on with your brain.
You think you get family court info and you never do. We all know that. We're not the ones that expect family court records. You just make them up as you go along and claim they're family court records because you've got such bang up reliable sources, off the Facebook group of JLRs. Okay.
If anybody's seeing a signed document or anything like that, I don't know. I don't know where they got it. I don't know if it's manufactured. I really don't give a rat's ass.
Mm-hmm. Why?
What does that have to do with a missing boy? Or the fact his father has nothing.
Wait a minute. What does anything about Chris and Katie's personal private life or their past have anything to do with him being missing? What does it matter if Chris was married 100 times? It doesn't have nothing to do with Sebastian being missing. Unless you're going to ride the train of theories from you idiots that, bring Nina into it all the time saying, well, he's hiding him, blah, 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 she's hiding, yeah, whatever. Look, you can't have cake and eat it too. All right? You can't sit here and do exactly what you're telling others they're doing wrong while you're doing it. We know that you know that we know you know or that we know you're full of shit. See, we got you.
Thing to do with it. But let's beat the only innocent man up. Why the freaking distraction? Man. Why? Why the distraction? Why is everybody focused on Seth? It seems pretty strategic to me. And you idiots are allowing Chris and Katie to walk and hold their head up high?
Okay. Look. I'm trying to word this right. Why do you think Seth gets looked at the way he does? Why do you think, Betty? Couldn't be because he goes on panels like yours and talks too much. Couldn't be. Couldn't be that he encourages and co-signs these constant attacks on Katie and Chris. And anybody that doesn't agree with him. I don't know. Couldn't be, could it?
Have you lost your ever-loving mind here on these streets?
Yes. I have.
Have you?
Yes. Totally.
Michelle After Dark, I'm asking you too.
Oh.
All you assholes with these big-ass platforms dogging this man. How freaking...
You jelly because they got a bigger platform than you? I'm not in that group. I don't have a bigger platform. You you call me a garbage channel, but professional, just like you. You open up your damn eyes, still in your damn bed. You don't even bother to wash your face, brush your teeth, or comb your damn hair, and you popping on to go live. You real professional, girl. You on here melting down, ranting on people, lying, attacking innocent parents with no evidence of any crime being committed. Ellie has not said anything to that nature. Supporting one you don't know if he's innocent or not, because again, law enforcement hasn't supported that with any of them. So, yeah, take your alibi theory and shove it as far up the nose as you can get it, because no alibis have been confirmed by law enforcement.
That man has every right to do it. He's not wanting people to stop. I haven't received a cease and desist letter.
Oh, no,
there are literally thousands of people on these streets covering this case that aren't receiving cease and desist letters. None of us are.
You do realize that the cease and desist letters were garbage, and that's garbage. And honestly, if they all said what Cluminati said, and they decided to do a class action, there could be some issues with that lawyer and that cease and desist. I'm just saying. Like I said, yes, family law attorneys can and do issue cease and desist. However, I also said that what was in the cease and desist was so wrong. And that is where the issue lies. So if they chose to do something, you never know, they could, especially if they tried to do anything or enforce it. But we don't have to worry about that because, Betty, you, of all people, know how cease and desist work. You have sent plenty of them out. Um, and you've gotten a few. The cease and desist is null and void in the, well, it wasn't, it was null and void from the minute it was put on paper. But it's really null and void, because Seth broke his own cease and desist by talking about T-Rev and Illuminati. Yeah, there's that too. Hey,
But we're
Nikki.
talking
Hey,
about a
Misty.
boy,
Hey,
a
Layla.
15-year-old boy. We're talking about bringing him home, and we're talking about the people that may be responsible for it, not these wedge issues and these distractions and red herrings that everybody's just lapping up because it's drama. Well, baby, I can do drama.
Oh, baby, we know. We watch you for the drama, Betty, because you don't do anything but the drama. Well, you lie a lot. You file frivolous lawsuits. You give bad legal advice because, let's face it, Betty, you're not a legal scholar. You did an online course to be a sort of a paralegal. You would have had a hard time getting. Anyway, it was an unaccredited school at the time, so you'd have had a hard time getting a real. Yeah. Anyway, and your experience with that was what, 9 to 10 months max, and you really didn't. You didn't have nothing to do with filings or court cases or nothing. Especially a new paralegal just starting out that went to an unaccredited school. Yeah. You had office duties, if that to the most. Unless you want to include the mortgage fraud business. I mean, I guess we could include that on your resume. But other than that, Betty, you have no experience working as a criminal or civil paralegal in either type of law firm. And there's law firms that have all the above. You don't have any actual experience, know-how, because you didn't do it, Betty. Reading a book doesn't make you an expert. And Lord, I've been redacting your court papers. I'm almost done, by the way. Let me tell you something. You didn't learn a whole bunch. I'm not a lawyer, never claimed to be. I took business law because I had to. But I ended up enjoying it. But yeah, I had to because it was part of my degree. It's like federal tax accounting, which I can't stand, but I did it anyway. Yeah, it makes sense? Nah. But it was all part of the degree, I had to have, listen. When you get the experience and the know-how that you can actually talk about these cases, you probably would start making sense then, because you don't know the bets. You don't know the law like you think. You Google no trespassing law. That's it. They're pretty basic. They're pretty basic. No matter where you go. Anyway, your lawsuit, your frivolous lawsuit, it's a hot mess. It's a damn hot mess. Have you bothered to respond yet to what the court asked you to respond to? Not about refiling your frivolous crap, which, girl, how dare you sit there and call somebody a liar or say you don't lie, you uphold the law. You lied through your teeth in those papers to that judge. You know damn well Queen Bee and JLR don't have nothing to do with each other. Never did. No way are they working together. You know that. You lied. You are a liar. And if the court isn't fed up with you, I'll be really surprised. But it will be tossed. Because there is no way on God's earth you can prove any of that because it's not true.
I can do a whole lot of it. nonsense. These cease and desist letters were absolutely, in my opinion, appropriate. Did I have anything to do with
you,
them?
Lady
No, I did
Pants.
not.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That is so sweet of you.
And
Oh, I
anybody
enjoy
saying
you
that,
being here.
and I would ask them to show their receipts because there are none. I have nothing to do with these cease and desist letters. Do I absolutely support them? You damn right. What I've seen on these streets is appalling and disgusting. And if you want somebody crazy and raging and shit, hey, I got that. I coined it. I'm sick and tired of thinking you, because you have a large channel, that you can treat somebody like pure shit. And I believe Michelle After Dark is like running live right now, because I was in her thing and I was listening to it and I was getting hot. I'm so sick of her mouth talking at this point. I thought she was a professional.
I don't watch her, so maybe y'all can tell me. Is this Michelle After Dark? Hey, Zebra Girl. Is this Michelle After Dark not a Betty fan, or she doesn't tell it the way Betty wants it said? Now, I don't know. Have you guys watched her? I seen it, Lady Pants. I did. Thank you. I'm trying to get it to send you a heart. It's giving me a really hard time. Oh, don't buy a generic phone. One of these days, I'll listen to my inner self. No, I won't. Oh, I keep saying it, but yeah. No. Okay, wait a minute now. Oh, I think it did it. That's so weird. But yeah. Oh, wait, Betty's getting more delusional.
I thought
she can be some of each.
She was a professional. Why is she focused on Seth? Why isn't she focused on the Proudfoots? She's such a professional. It seems like she's getting into the game.
Trashy lower class sheep, according to BJ. Michelle After Dark is good. I'm gonna check her out. I'm gonna check, because apparently Betty's pissed off at her, so she must be speaking some facts. Because if someone's factual and they do a good job and they keep the facts in it, Betty don't like them. You can hear them? Oh, okay. You sure it's okay? Hey, Carberry. Okay, I'm going to definitely go check her out. Yeah. I think in order to form a rational opinion of Seth Rogers, we need to make a list of his good points and his bad points. Let's start with his good points. Ready, set, go. He loves his son. He has a job. He's a dad. Hey, Hope. Okay, somebody else's turn. I'm definitely going to check her out. Okay. Well, I was listening to some of the recordings I still had on my phone from TikTok, and this one was from Tony the other night. In fact, Savage, I think, has it on hers. Maybe I'll play it for everybody. But he said something. Okay. Y'all remember back in the beginning when Seth said he was out, he left work and told him he wasn't coming back till he found his son. So they gave him a leave. Well, that's not true. I knew it wasn't true then, But even Tony, and I'll play it for you, let it out that Seth has been on disability since before Sebastian went missing. Yeah, but he wasn't getting paid. Okay, I've said from all along he was, that it didn't make no sense. I mean, I'm just showing it as context about the inconsistencies with Seth. You know, and Tony says yes, he still has a job because he's on a disability leave, and he's probably going to be having shoulder surgery. But yet Seth is crying that it's been 2 months and he can't even get into an MRI, and I don't know why. He has nothing but time on his hands. He's not working. I don't know. It's a scheduling issue with the hospital. I don't know. But he's definitely not having a surgery without an MRI. And the shoulder didn't happen at his job, so how is he getting away with them paying for it? I don't know. Not my issue. Yeah. If he loves his son, he wouldn't exploit Sebastian like he is. As far as his job, we don't know if he still has it. Well, according to Tony, he does because he's out on disability leave, which is most likely a workman's comp case or similar. But remember, he wasn't getting paid because he wasn't working because Sebastian was missing. And that's the whole reason for the almost $27,000 GoFundMe. And all the cash apps to the multiple cash apps. And okay, all he had to do was be honest. And he wasn't.
Our professionals are starting to become part of the problem.
Really?
Here on these streets.
Really?
Seth is not the focus of this investigation for all you idiots.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed.
Okay. But Betty, there's one thing I have noticed, and I know you're not going to answer me, but I'm going to ask it any damn way. Don't you think it's odd that Seth is the only one who has not gotten all his electronics back? Just asking. I don't know. It's a question. They haven't cleared him no more than they've cleared Katie and Chris. They are all still very much in the mix. So you got to ask the questions to all involved, not just one. That's what a real investigator would do. A real reporter would ask the hard questions regardless of your prior agreement, because you wouldn't make a prior agreement. You wouldn't schmoze the questions if you were a real investigative reporter. But I noticed you haven't been wearing your lanyards lately. And you haven't been. Not pushing them in everybody's face.
He's not the one being contacted by law enforcement. He's not the one really answering a whole lot of questions. He's the one that was on camera at work. He was the one that publicly passed the polygraph test.
Really,
if
Lady
anybody's
Pants?
Focusing on Seth at this point, you guys are idiots.
Oh, J-Dog, thank you.
And I'm going to stand on my platform, and I don't care. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe.
Oh, Betty, you're feeling yourself because you gained some subs finally after 3 years of being stagnant. They won't stay, don't worry. They may not all unsub, but your numbers will tank, don't worry. Now you think you got big bands on, now you think you can just dust people away. You know, the last person that told people to unsub woke up to 1,000 less subs. Yeah, may not want to do that much, Bets. Thank you, J-Dob. Everybody thank J-Dob and welcome to Poolside. You are now a misfit diver, or a misfit shark, or a misfit starfish, jelly, whatever you want to be. We got an endless pool.
You guys are idiots. And anybody listening to this nonsense, is this horse shit here on these streets, are, I mean, what do you want me to call you?
Something nicer.
Because I'm running out of nice words.
You are.
To use.
You are. When?
I've been here week after week on Sundays preaching and testifying this man does not deserve this.
Really?
I go into church every Sunday praying for this man and the safe return of his son.
Oh.
And we've got idiots on here that would prefer watching nonsense and drama and supporting somebody hurting a father of a missing boy. And, oh, well, we're on our pedestal.
Oh, but Betty, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. Do you really think your behavior is helping this little boy or helping his father? This kind of behavior is, and how do you think this, you're doing this to the mom and the stepdad? Go back into your rant.
We're behind these screens. What difference does it make who we hurt?
Oh, is that how it goes?
Who cares what our words say?
Oh.
Right?
Right.
Let me go put on my dress and go into church today and pray.
Oh, please don't.
And then as soon as I get out, let me use that snake tongue.
Oh, you mean like you do before you go to church? Only you want us to do it after church. Oh, Betty, I got you. I've got you. I've got you figured out. It's okay if you do it before church, just not after, right? Okay.
That snake tongue to hurt somebody, an innocent father missing his son. I pray to God, all these people hurting this man never have to endure what he is going through. Mm-hmm. But you know what? There's a piece of me that does.
There is? That's not a good piece, Betty.
And I have to be honest with you.
You do?
There's a piece of me that wishes that every single one of these people that are hurting this man got to feel his pain.
Oh.
That's why
I get it now. Well, what about Katie Proudwood's pain? What about that? She's the mom. Her son is missing too. What about the Wells, Betty? What about Cash Gernon's family? What about Brandy O'Neill? Oh, and don't worry. I'm going to let everybody know what you're refusing to tell them and connected with Layla and Holland. Oh, don't worry. I got it. I got you covered. I know you're a little senile sometimes. But go back to your rant.
Struggling on whether to go to church today because that almost means that I would be praying for that instead of Sebastian where my prayers need to be.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm very upset.
You are.
These cease and desist letters were absolutely necessary. Each and every one of you watched what these people were doing to Seth.
They what? What? They were necessary because you told him they were necessary. Because that's what you would do. Huh. Necessary. Can I ask how they were necessary? And what good did they serve other than to cause more drama and distraction from, the facts coming out? That seems to cause a lot of distraction. Every time he gets called out for, his inconsistencies. Yeah. Okay.
And then to support the channels that are bashing him for doing this.
They are?
is equally problematic for me.
Oh.
And I'm getting really sick and tired of channels that I relied on for truth being part of the problem right now.
Oh. Who?
I am doing my thing. Believe that. This is doing my thing.
You're doing you, Betty?
Because this is getting serious. This man is struggling. He's in pain.
I'm sure all of the parents are, Betty. I am sure all of the parents are. They all have a missing child. That doesn't give him a pass for his behavior. It just doesn't. It doesn't give you one either. Even though you think it does. Because when they're done with you, they'll throw you away like they have everybody else. But right now, I'm going to do you. I am making a new thumbnail, and it's going to be Bullhorn Betty as a puppet. And Seth and Tony holding the strings. I am, because she is their puppet.
He's on the phone with his pastor.
She will be called the puppet of vileness.
Almost daily, trying to keep his head above water. And these animals out here don't give
a shit.
All they care about is making noise and having, look at me, look at
Do we need to call animal control? Do we really have animals running around here? I mean, let me know, Bets, because I hear you and animal control don't get along too well. But yeah, not a good experience.
Me. Look at me, look at me.
Oh, why?
Look at what I got. Look how I pushed this man to his practically breaking point. Look at my reward, guys. Come over here. Can you believe what he did? I pushed him and pushed him and pushed him, and then he sent me a cease and desist letter. And oh my God!
No one pushed him. He would come out and spew his garbage all on his own. All on his own. And continues to do it. Against his so-called team's advice, against law enforcement's advice. Yeah, there's that.
He doesn't want us looking for his son no more.
Oh,
he
you're
doesn't
right.
want us looking for his son no more. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of Seth. I'm a victim of Seth. I'm a victim of Tony. I'm a victim of Tony.
The only people victims of Seth are Katie and Sebastian. Sorry. But if that's how you want to put it, I'll match you.
Oh, Bullhorn Betty spoke to them? Oh, let's throw her. She must be behind it all. Idiots. Idiots.
Idiots.
Idiots. Idiots.
Are you on repeat or
they
something?
They don't make a button loud enough for you in the back.
Oh, really?
I'm tired of it.
Oh.
I've been trying to stay focused on Sebastian. I've been giving you guys a lot of content daily. I've been listening to
Ma'am, can I say something? I'm raising my hand. Listen. When? I mean, I have questions because you're totally confusing me now. Because now you're telling me that all this time we've been watching live after live about Sebastian. Oh. Well, then how are we talking about Tony and Seth and cease and desist and other creators and you ranting and raving? What? Huh? Okay.
What you guys, your opinions and viewpoints and everything else are. I've been trying to bring my audience stuff here. You guys write me stuff. If it's interesting to you, it's interesting to other people in our chat.
Huh?
So I make sure that I can do 4 or 5 videos or lives a day with special new content about this story.
Betty, there is no special new content. You regurgitate the same stuff over and over again that you didn't even come up with. You just said it. And I've been saying it for 2 years. You don't even do your own content. Whatever people write in your chat or message you with is what you run with. If you can't get it out of the Facebook groups or Reddit or Twitter. Your primary source of info is the Facebook groups.
That drives the narrative of finding the truth.
Oh. Well, shoot.
I don't get into the drama, but I do get into helping families. And sometimes when you help families, you get into the drama. I don't like the drama. As you guys see, you can go through oodles and oodles, 90 days worth of videos where Bullhorn Betty is actually doing her best to stay out of the drama.
You choked me up there on that. Sorry for coughing, guys. You choked me up on that one, Betty. You had me laughing so hard. You don't do the drama, Betty. This hour and 5 minutes is all drama. The next 5 videos are all drama. The 5 prior to them, actually all of them, pretty much drama. Yeah. You know, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is drama, babe.
I can promise everybody here, there's one thing about me. I don't like being involved, but I can promise you when I get involved, nobody likes Bullhorn Betty, not even Bullhorn Betty.
I can believe that. I believe you.
I just want to make myself very, very, very clear.
You have. No one likes you. You don't even like yourself. Got it.
This is a crap show because of a few bad actors.
A crap show. You're one of them.
That has created this over hurt feelings.
Oh, JLR again?
And quite frankly, every last one of the crap starters, the originals, need to be sued out their ass for what they did to this man.
Oh, so you want people to, you want him to file frivolous lawsuits against people too, like you. Yeah. Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah. The thing is guess who could actually file a legit lawsuit against you? Not frivolous, but for real slander and defamation. Chris and Katie. You outright said he murmured that child. Then you turned around and said she did. But, yeah, and that's not even all of it. But I do believe if they wanted to put out the cash, they could sue your ass. And I think that they would win. You don't have nothing. So, yeah, there's that. I would do it. If I could afford it, I would do it for principle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And don't you have federal copyright meeting coming up too? You know, Betty? Or have you ignored that thinking it would go away? I don't know, but I did put a feeler out to find out what's going on with that. And hopefully I'll get a response soon.
As a matter of fact, I almost want to set up a fund account to support his legal expenses to go after these hyenas.
Oh, guess what? I don't think he'd get much support at this point. Not for unnecessary legal fees, just to be laughed out of court. But, you know, like, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I just have common sense. And honestly, if anybody stood a chance of a civil suit, it's Katie and Chris. But okay, Betty, I forgot you know the law so well that you've already had one lawsuit basically dismissed, except for 2 counts that will get dismissed. Then you refile the same garbage so they can just get dismissed all over again. Yeah, you're making yourself look like an ass. But okay.
And nobody can stop me, because what are you going to do? Tell me I can't raise money for him? Tell me I can't send him that money? You can't do. You might want to go over there and beat him up about that. Come over here and beat me up about it. I will raise.
You will. What are you going to do, keyboard warrior? You're a loudmouth behind a keyboard. What are you going to do? File another frivolous lawsuit? You can't do it, Betty. You need to back away, because you're going to end up losing everything you got. You need to be concentrating about your taxes. Just saying.
Raise the shit out of some money and send it to him.
Okay.
Watch
Betty,
me work.
You can't raise money for yourself, for your own legal fees. So, yeah, good luck with that one.
Every time you animals try to sit there and hurt somebody, we rise and you pat our
We
pockets
rise.
Because I guarantee that nonsense you did with Sonia.
God, I'm glad you guys can't see me. I'm very animated when I talk, and Betty gets me going, and I stand up, and I'm going to start turning my camera on, piss on it, because I'm very animated when I talk. And I'll stand up. We rise. Yeah, I will. I got to give Betty a show.
Lies? You peddled? We've been pushing the hell out of some damn shirts. You know why? Because we will not back down, and we don't let bullies control who we are and what we do.
Okay, you're the only bully I see. But okay, I got you, Betty.
And that's what these people are. They are bullies. They have been bullying Seth because he will not give them the time of day, and they got their freaking feelings hurt. Wah, wah, wah. Go back to your mommy and suck on her titty for a little bit.
You're wrong, Betty. Most of those people had Seth on their panels multiple times before you. And if they didn't, it's because they chose not to. Not because he didn't, because he'd go anywhere. We've seen that. Just so happens, yet again, you were late to the game, Betty, because they didn't need your vileness at the time. Now they do. The tide's turned. And they need your nasty, vile, disgusting mouth. You are nothing more than a puppet. They don't care about you. You are disposable, just like everyone else that has tried to help that man. Only you're not trying to help him. You're trying to help yourself.
Wah.
Wah.
All you whiny bitches out there, wah, wah, wah.
Oh, you were one of them whiny bitches till you just got your interview that you made all kind of money off of, Betty. Are you going to give him that money? Are you going to donate it to any of that money to billboards for Sebastian? I think not, Betty. We already know.
You did it to yourself.
Did what?
You did it to yourself.
Did what?
You sullied that 15-year-old boy's name by beating up his father, so now you lost your right for talking about it.
And he can't stop anybody from talking about Sebastian. And you know that, Betty. That's just common sense. You don't even need to know the law for that. He cannot stop anybody. Oh, hey, Rachel. Thank you. Welcome back to Poolside. Hey, T. Marie. He can't stop them. And in case you didn't know, on a panel last night, he admitted that it was because they were trying to make him look bad. Seth, not Sebastian. I've not heard anyone go at Sebastian in any way, and I better not. Seth is worried about how it was making him look. He even said so. I'm happy to have you, Rachel. Oh, it was too hot today, though. I forgot. I turned the solar system up days ago. I forgot that thing was like a hot tub today. It was awful. So I had to hurry up and turn it down and get this solar going to cooling. Ugh. I do that and I forget. And it becomes a giant hot tub.
Hope you keep going.
Oh, we do?
Because some of you guys just need to be taught a valuable lesson.
Really? Is that it? Are you going to do it?
It's enough.
It is?
And I will tell you, we will start doing fundraisers. I will do it on the Bullhorn Betty channel, and anybody that wants to complain and wants to drive a narrative can go ahead and drive the damn narrative. I don't give a rat's ass. We'll still raise the goal.
You will? Well, Betty, you could have been doing fundraisers for a long time. You only need 10K to do that. You've been past that, Betty. And as long as they're legit fundraisers through YouTube, yeah, that's fantastic. But none of your sneaky, snarky side shit, like your rappels and shit like that, no. None of your private GoFundMes. No. Hey, Melissa.
We will still raise the goal.
You will?
I will make sure that man has a lawyer if he wants one.
Oh.
A good one.
Betty, he has a lawyer, and you know that. So, what are you trying to do? Now you're trying to be his legal advisor? Seth, dude, I'm telling you, you do not want no legal advice from this thing. Look at her own track record, Seth. And the truth, not what she tells you.
I didn't even raise money for my own lawsuit, and there's a reason for it.
You didn't because you couldn't get the support, Betty. Your chat knew you were suing her, Betty. And you can't blame that on no one but yourself. But okay.
But I have no problem raising legal expenses for somebody else.
Oh, okay.
None.
All right. Good for you.
I have a huge following.
If he could find an attorney, I would be truly shocked because he truly has no case. But let me tell you about some parents that do. And you better hope I never win the lottery anytime soon. Because if I did, I would hire the Wells an attorney. I'm not kidding you, people. I really would. After the disgusting things that thing in the wall has been saying and that they've done, not to benefit the Wells. If anything came out of it, it would be put in trust for the kids. Not they couldn't have access to any of it. But I would, out of principle, I would. That's probably, a lot of you probably think, do I think they're innocent? No. But I don't have no concrete proof otherwise. I have my feelings about that. It's behind the principle. And what's, I would. And like I said, if anything were to come out of it, it would all be put in a trust where they couldn't never, ever have access to it for the children. Anyway, Chris and Katie don't beg for money. And I think if Chris wanted to go to an attorney and slam your ass, he'd have grounds. So you might want to walk that tightrope a little better, Betty. Little tighter.
That supports Seth on TikTok. Massive.
Massive?
Massive.
Massive?
Believe me when I say we will raise money.
Oh, you mean they're having a hard time raising money for a tattoo, Betty? Just so you know. Oh my Lord!
So
I'm watching TikTok because that's Steve's supposed to go
all these
live,
animals
and I
need to leave the man alone. If you want to bash him, do it like.
And Tony jumps up on his panels all the time, so I want to make sure if he does, we catch him tonight and don't have to wait. But I don't see what is going on. No, I don't want that. Cajun's still alive. I didn't see him. Yeah, he wasn't up on Cajun's yet. So Cajun, but that Steve was going live, and he said once he got home he was going live. I guess I don't know, but Tony usually jumps on his panel first, and then he'll jump over to the girls. So I'm just keeping an eye on it.
Like me in the commentary, not going after him, not saying lies. I don't say lies about Katie and Chris.
Huh? What the? You should have went to church. What? Are you freaking? What is in that coffee cup? I want to send it off for analysis. Something's wrong with your brain. Something's seriously wrong here. Have you not said he was a murmurer and that he murmured him? Have you not accused Katie of being an abuser and a drunk while pregnant? Of being a neglectful, bad mom? Doing something to that child? You haven't lied. What? When have you told the truth? When? That would be the better question.
Everything everything that comes out of this show is the
Hey,
truth.
Sheena.
They may not like to admit it, but we don't lie or manufacture or make up crap about Chris and Katie.
Oh.
It's all legitimate shit that can be verified.
No, it's not. Where is it verified? Where is there any proof that she did anything to Sebastian? Where's there any proof, any evidence that Chris did anything? You don't have it because there isn't any that's been put out, Betty, by law enforcement. You run with rumors and gossip as the truth, and Betty, that's not the truth. And you can't even confirm that. So you need to stop. You can't run with every little thing Seth tells you either. Because what proof did he show of anything? But Katie showed proof in her court documents. If there was the statements that Seth says, they would be in those court documents. And they are not. So they are not a part of the court record, which means they were not a part of the court's decision. You should know the basics, Miss Paralegal. You never actually were a paralegal, Betty. You've always been a wannabe. But you've never fulfilled. The same thing you're doing with your fake press badges. When someone else does something close to you, your jealousy is so bad that you have to come out and try to up them with your obnoxious behavior. And again, you fell short because you're not the media.
That they're peddling about Seth cannot. Big difference. Big difference.
And
for those that
okay.
don't like me yelling.
Okay. Can you please show me the evidence of these big differences? Just give me one shred of evidence. Well,
into my screen, my own screen, on my own channel, there is a volume control button on yours. I do not want to hear any more people talking about the volume. If you say anything in my chat, my comments, or anything else about my loudness, my volume, or anything like that, I will block you.
What? You're gonna block someone because they're saying you're being too loud, you're yelling too loud? What? People, why do you stay and be abused by this thing? Y'all don't need to stay there. We can find families and homes for you here on the YouTube streets. Y'all don't need to stay there and be abused. Do one of JLR's waves. Come on. Come on. We'll find you at our homes.
And I want to make sure it's very clear. It is a privilege to be in my chat, not a right.
Huh? Oh. Better tell YouTube that.
I do control my chat, and I do control my channel. And here's the difference, because I don't care about the clicks and the views. I care about the army I'm building.
What army? You're not building an army. You very much do care about the clicks and the views. You live off of YouTube. No shade. Good for you if you can do it. But let me tell you something. YouTube's not stable. And it can be gone in the morning. Just letting you know. Giving you a little heads up. But you very much do care about the numbers, Betty. I am so honored not to be in her chat as well, J-Dob. Yes, we should get gold medals for that. I'll give you a gold medal.
Is that the real Seth? I don't know, because one of my mods checked. Is that Seth? Seth, that's you. Hi. I'm going off, as you can see.
When aren't you?
I'm going off. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have an impersonator. If that's you, I'll mod you just so I know it's you.
There you go,
J-Dob. Let me know if that's real Seth.
There's a medal for anybody else.
Mod him so we know it's him when he comes in.
There, we all got gold medals for not being in her chat.
Yeah, we support you, Seth. There's no doubt about that. So I wish, I'm sorry, but I just wish they would. And in all fairness, I meant what I said. I will raise the damn money. If you're
look,
coming,
now she really thinks she's something, and she's cocky because Seth is in her chat. So she's really gonna, be feeling herself.
if they're giving you grief, I don't really care. They gave me grief for 3 years. If they gave
you gave yourself grief. Your behavior, your antics is why you get called out, Betty. Deservingly so. And I will continue to do it. There's that. And by the way, this is fair use. And I fair use the hell out of it. So there's that.
3 years more of grief, it's no skin off my butt. It really isn't. There's no skin off my butt if they drag me for another 3 years. We survived these last 3 years. We'll survive another.
All you've done is whine and cry about it. The haters, the cockroaches. Shut up. You sound like an old broken jukebox.
3 years. That's the difference. We come from a place of love.
Oh, yikes. If that's love, that's how you love. Oh, Lord, I'd hate to see how you hate. But I'll pass. Either way. I'm good. I'm all loved up.
I'll have to see. I don't know. Well, if it is you, I'll check with you to find out if it is you. Personally, I'll reach out and see if that actually just check now. But if it is, then I'll just go ahead and mod you.
Oh, someone's getting a wrench, poor sucker.
But I was just...
They shouldn't take that wrench. You don't know what you're doing. You got to sign a DNA and all that other stuff, right? You know that, right? Because Betty don't know that it's an NDA. She thinks it's a DNA you sign when you don't want to release. You don't want someone talking and releasing info. She thinks it's a DNA. All her wrenches got to be signing them. You would not want to give her your DNA. I'm telling you. Don't take it. Don't do it to yourself.
But I was just, I'm upset. I think what you're doing is great. I really do. I think the cease and if this, I'm trying to verify whether it's Seth in the chat or not. I don't know if it is or not. But if it is, I do agree with
Okay. Have one of your mods or you go to the name, click it, and it'll come up. Go to the channel and find out. It's really not hard, and it takes all of a half a second. But yeah, okay.
All of the cease and desist stuff that you do, but I also think that because of one of the bad actors thinking he knows something, he's going to poison the other ones, and they're just going to keep on going. So
JLR,
I know that there is probably going
to... You know that she is using Seth and Tony to be able to get her jabs at JLR, and she knows it's also not going to work. Don't help her. Oh, I'm not. That's why I said DNA. I got a short I'm going to load about that, by the way.
I have to.
I've only ever made a couple shorts, so, bear with me. It might not be the best, but it gets, I don't know. Oh, that cackle.
So I think they're great. Okay, so I'm going to mod. There you go. Oh, why won't it let me mod you on this side? It might make me mod you on this side.
I'm telling you, you're going to sign that DNA, and you're going to give her your life. Do you really want that to be blue? Dude, seriously, think about it. Back away from the wrench.
Hold on a second. Let me go into my chat on this side. YouTube is so damn finicky. It's not even funny. It never wants me to do what I was pissed this morning. I was already having a bad morning come listening to this nonsense on this.
I wouldn't doubt it.
These channels, and I'm like, and it got me so. And then I go live, and I'm muted. I'm muted because my cell phone took over. There we go.
Well, God bless your cell phone. It didn't want to hear you, and it didn't want to put you out to anybody else. So God bless your cell phone.
Cell phone took over, and muted me, and nobody could hear me. And I have a lot to say this morning because I'm getting really freaking hot under the collar about all these damn things.
You don't have a collar.
Michelle after dark used to be good. Maybe she's just too far connected. She's too across the sea. Maybe she's just not paying attention to what's really going on. So I figured I'd just call her out a little bit. Maybe she'll start paying attention to some real content with real facts in it besides the horse.
Who you talking about? What real content do you want her to see? I don't know what you're talking about because there's not real facts. There's nothing factual on your channel, or there's no real good content either, Betty. You call this good content, factual content? What you're doing right now? Yeah. Are you trying to sub-grab off Michelle under? She's got to be a bigger channel than you. Are you trying to sub-grab? I don't know if it'll work. I don't know her, but you might not want her to come out at you, Betty, because it sounds like she's somebody that could put you in your place with very few words.
Shit she's been plugging into. I don't know. BHB check messages. Which messages? When you say messages, are you saying text messages in the chat? Yeah, I see that. That can stay if that's what you're asking. It is.
So her mods text her to see what they should do about people in the chat. Are you kidding me? They're not allowed to make. Well, see, they probably all didn't sign that DNA. So, they're probably not allowed to make those decisions without her. But she's excited now. Did you hear the tempo of her voice? It's him. The same way she sounded over the fake Layla Centinelo sighting.
It is. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I got it.
So excited. Look at her.
I'd like to know what police really believe happened to Sebastian. I can tell you, Mike, nobody knows. Parents don't know. We don't know.
But you act like you know, and you stated as factual that you know exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it. And Betty, you have no clue. You've never been other than to be on the wrong side of law enforcement, but you've never been in law enforcement. You don't know what they're doing. But yeah.
People that know what law enforcement believes happened to Sebastian is law enforcement. They are absolutely not allowing that information to be known. I mean, if they wanted that information to be known, literally when they scaled back the searches and moved it over into the investigative phase at about day 8, they would have told us their thoughts at that moment, what they're thinking happened. But no, they've been very cautious with their words at those beginning. But moreover, like now, they've just cut off all communication. Like there is no public relations in this area. They're not even giving us word salad. Like they ain't giving us nothing. They're giving us squat.
Oh.
And I don't know.
Who's we? Because they're not going to give you anything, Betty. You understand that, right? They're not. You think you're special? Oh, you got that ponytail too tight or something.
Sometimes if they bring it home, like I said, if they bring something home, if they bring him home, if they bring some evidence home, if they bring this case home, at the end of the day, if all of this silence would have been worth it, right?
Well, how nice of you to let the police just do their job and act like it'd be okay. How nice of you. Jeez, I bet they're going to thank you big.
But if we get dead silence and then nothing, that's enough to really get under some
you was just
skin.
nice.
And it's enough to get under somebody's skin like mine. I'm just saying.
Oh, you are?
So it's like, I hope they've got something.
You
But they keep
do?
saying they've got nothing. That's what they keep telling Nick Barracks. But you know what?
Oh.
Law enforcement doesn't have to tell
Hey,
us anything,
Clemson girl.
right? We didn't even know that there was DNA at the scene of the Idaho 4 until there was silver bracelets around the wrist of Brian Koberger. We were like, what? Brian who?
I know you never knew who it was. It was none of them people you tried to blame it on in Idaho. And even when you found out, even afterwards, you tried to cover yourself and act like, well, we knew. You didn't know shit. And you don't know shit in Sebastian's case. And guess what? You're not going to know. You're not relevant in the investigation. Yeah. There's that.
What? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Left field. I knew it would be a left field person.
See, told you.
I knew it would be. As soon as I
That's exactly what she did. She turned it right around and said, see, I told everybody. I told y'all it was going to be an incel. It was going to be this. It was going to be that. She didn't know jack shit. Hey, JJ. Hey, Patricia.
Brown, I'm like, there's no way any of these kids did this. I looked at that house. I looked at what it would take to get in that house. I remember looking at Olivia and saying, nope, we're looking at the wrong people.
Okay, but it was a college kid. I mean, he still was considered a college student, and he was young. He's still a kid that did do it. So you meant the younger ones. I don't, possible. I don't know. Betty, what is with your hang up in ages?
I mean, literally instantaneous.
Instant?
I looked at that house. I looked over at Olivia. I said, "There's none of these kids did this."
Oh.
She's like, "You're serious?" I'm like, "Yep." Oh. None of these kids did this.
What damn?
And we started looking, and then I saw we were at that coffee shop, and I saw Wazoo across the street, and I just hightail it across the street and start thinking, "Is it possible?" Yeah. Guess where we are? Brian Koberger went to Wazoo.
Betty, you knew nothing. You're lying. You're trying to make yourself be credible. You're not credible. I reviewed that live. We had a blast laughing at your asses. But Betty, you didn't discover anything. Yeah, maybe law enforcement should have listened to you just from looking at the building. That's all it took. And you knew? Wow. Law enforcement really probably could have used you. Not.
So the possibility was a probability.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, sure.
We are. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. The bottom line is these cease and desist letters were absolutely necessary. We watched the horse shit coming out of these channels. We watched it. You cannot tell me that was avocation for a 15-year-old autistic boy.
Wait a minute. And you're going to sit there and tell me that you're avocation for a 15-year-old boy? Are you freaking in another world somewhere? Betty, you attack his mother, whom he loves very much. You attack his stepfather on a daily, multiple times a day basis. That's not avocation. A true advocate would never, ever say anything that comes out of your mouth. And I've worked with advocates, I know. And I've been a foster advocate for years because you fight constantly for the kids that you have in your care to get them what they need.
Avocation. Throwing out smears.
Hey, NZ.
Smears from a court record that were clearly in a divorce. I don't know. I thought my divorce was really easy. Like Vince and I argued like literally about nothing. You know what we put on there? We put unreconcilable differences or something like that.
Melissa.
I can't remember what we put. He signed his paper. I signed my paper. The only reason why we weren't divorced in 6 months is because of COVID. it ended up dragging my divorce out 2 years. Like, we argued over nothing. I gave him a camper. He took a pickup. I kept a pickup. I kept the house I purchased. I kept my car.
I mean, your dad paid off.
Dude.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, you didn't have none.
Good
for you.
We're still friends. I still talk to him. I still do his taxes.
Oh, Lord.
I mean.
Oh, my Lord. She does this man's taxes. Dude, do you realize you could end up in the federal pen? You got mortgage fraud lady over there, right? Okay.
Bye. We're
done. Well, so I don't think Seth made it that easy. It's clear he did never want to let go. He did not want the divorce. I don't think he made it that easy on Katie. That's just the feeling I get from the way he talks all the time, because every conversation is right back at Katie or right back at some memory from when they were married.
I don't understand why, if there was things in a court record that were like, if Vince really wanted to try to fight me, and I told him, because he was like, well, I need money. And
he probably just wanted away from you, Betty, because had he wanted to fight you for money, you'd been arrested for assaulting him.
Make sure I'm up by 7:30. I have to be on the road by 8 o'clock.
Betty, there was police records to back him up. He would have had evidence. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
I started hitting around the house. I'm like, look, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. I looked at him just like that. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way, but you're not getting the house. I'm letting you know, we're not selling the house. I'm not giving you the cash for this. It ain't happening. Okay. So, figure it out, but in all fairness, if he made me fight him for the house, think about it. Can you imagine if we had kids and I needed support, or whatever? Can you imagine what would be in those divorce papers as opposed to what's in them right now?
Yeah, your charges pretty much tell us. Yeah.
I would have talked about every horrible thing that man said to me, did to me, or I thought or envisioned he was really saying behind my back. Okay, it would look like,
and he would just have to show all your arrest for assaulting him, cutting his tires, all kinds of stuff, Betty. Yeah. So.
Like we were living in the twilight zone if I needed to protect my house, okay? He would have been a freaking monster, the worst man in the whole freaking world, and he is horrible. And he doesn't deserve a damn thing, Your Honor.
And you...
Right?
Yeah, we do know. We totally believe you. We know that you have no problem going to court in front of a judge and lying, because we've seen you do it for the last year. We do know you have no problem.
You guys know I
really, Chris.
Mess with my house. Mess with my money. I'm dragging you. I didn't need to drag my husband. He's okay, Betty, keep that. All right. We went out for pizza and a cocktail.
Hey, it's Mama.
After our divorce. I don't think the people knew what to expect. We walked into the bar and they're like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, well, we're freshly divorced. We're here to celebrate. I got to be honest with you. The funnier part about it was there was another couple that just left the same courthouse and they were doing the same thing. So we're like, hey, cheers, guys. Great day. Great day.
Oh,
cheers.
Lord.
It was nice to see you. I don't know you, but I'm sure you're about as happy as we are. Hey, honey, are you happy? Oh, yeah, I'm happy. Cheers. Okay. I did post it. I got receipts. It's posted somewhere. I don't know. Did I post it on here? I think I posted it on Facebook or in my community post. It was from, when did I get divorced? 2022?
Don't know, don't care.
I don't know. Actually, I think it was 20, just run together. But I know I was away from him for 2 years before my divorce was final, and like now it's been like what like another year, another 2 year, I don't know, 2022. So it's been 2 years since the divorce. So it was before. So 2020. Okay, that
Okay,
makes
Dawn,
sense.
thanks for coming in.
That makes sense. So 2020, we split or we filed for divorce, and then 2022 it was finalized, and then now it's 2024. And I can't even remember when I filed it. I think it was like in May or something.
Yeah, I just wonder if COVID is what held it up.
I'm glad that you call her out. I don't get why she thinks KP has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. People don't just vanish. Yeah, I'm tired of it, you know. And not only that, but I highly respect it.
You have no proof that anybody did anything, so you can't blame someone. You don't have any actual evidence. Just a bunch of rumors and gossip. And Betty.
Did Michelle walks Michelle? She can use my stuff. I've never struck her or anything like that. It was crazy because I think she's scared that I'm going to strike her channel. I don't strike people. That was something made up by a bunch of hate channels because they were doing terrible things and I had no.
That's not true, Betty, and you know it. Why do you always lie and twist things up? You were a frivolous striker, just like your frivolous lawsuits. Everything about you's frivolous, but okay.
Other recourse, but to take the only recourse I had at the time.
Oh,
now I'm a little smarter. I'm over playing these little games on YouTube. You know, if it gets bad enough, I'm just going to file a suit against you. And if people want to tag me for that, oh well, don't fuck with me. You won't get sued.
Okay.
That's pretty.
Betty, little tip: when you're filling out court paperwork and you're filing a complaint, you've got to tell the truth in the complaint, not knowingly lie. And Betty, you knew you was lying. That's against the law. You could get in trouble for that. But okay, I also seen what you. We'll go into it. I'll show it all to you. It's gonna take it. It's a lot, but it's a lot. So we might skip ahead and go to the. Yeah, I don't. It's a lot.
Simple, right? You come messing with my channel. You come messing with me. You do things that are unlawful. I'm going to sue you. I protect my channel. I protect my reputation. If people have a problem with that, that's your problem to have, not mine. So you can drag that across social media all the way.
Yeah, I have the documents. I'm almost done with the redactions. But yeah, ooh. Yeah, Betty lies. Betty clearly. Well, I'm sure you've seen, the part that Queen Bee posted it on our community tab. Okay. A lot of redacting. Because even though it wasn't redacted when she posted it, as far as I know, she still doesn't want anybody using her name, and that's fine. That's her right. So, I will redact hers. I wasn't gonna. I'm not. Betty uses her name, so I was torn about that. And for the longest time, every time I reviewed a document, I even redacted her name, but I didn't this time because Betty uses her name. I don't know. But now I'm feeling guilty, so I might go back through it.
Let the message ring loud and clear.
Oh, J-Dog, the stuff in this is just... She learned nothing from the first time. A lot of carbon copies. You guys will see. I'm sure Burnt Toast will be going over some of it Monday, too. And that's cool because, come on, she does Betty great. And everybody points out different things, And we all have our own way of doing things. So it'll be, Toasties will be very entertaining. Always is.
Let it ring loud and clear. So it is what it is.
It is?
Katie is the main suspect to me. Yes. Let's just go over some of the information that we have here. And we started going over it yesterday because I've been going back through this case quite a bit. And
yes, I know you've been regurgitating the same old stuff over and over and over. Just like you got to the point with the Idaho case, Betty, that nobody was even coming into your chats. The same thing's going to happen here. You will milk this till you can't milk it no more.
I can only go through so much because I got my cell phone here, and we can actually go through a lot now. Because when I was on my phone last night,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just said you can only go through so much. And then you turn around and say you can. See, Betty, listen to what you're actually saying.
Couldn't go through the images. So the way this entire case has gone is I have been, on TikTok as well as here, and a lot of my stuff came from TikTok where I was using green screens behind me, kind of like what we got behind me right now.
Yes, because you're on TikTok.
And I just like the way it does it because whenever I have to do my recording and editing, I have to do overlays and I have to use an editing software. And if anybody knows anything about overlays and editing software, it's just a pain in the ass. Okay, It really is it's a long drawn out process. It's a simple process, just a time consuming process, but it doesn't, it takes too much time. So I find going into TikTok and running a live and doing my green screens behind me in a live format has worked really well. It's helped me cut out a lot.
So no, what you're doing, Betty, is you're being lazy as F. Because instead of doing separate lives on TikTok and YouTube like you were, now you're just doing one live and posting it on both TikToks, all 3 YouTubes, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can post it. It's called reuse content, and you are going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. You know what they do when you get hit with reuse content? They demonetize you, Betty. You've seen it happen to how many people now? You got lazy, Betty. That's the truth.
My editing and overlaying that I had to do in previous videos. So I'm able to produce more videos in less amount of time, right? So that's the key of why I'm doing that. Well, I forgot where I was going with this, but the photos.
She don't live in a community with the HOA.
But I've been able to produce a lot of videos, and I can't remember where I was going with it. I got on a tangent, and I'm a little hot under the collar, and I'm tired, but we've been really trying to focus on Sebastian and Sebastian alone. And all these other people have been doing everything that they should not be doing out here on these streets and bashing this father. That wasn't where I was going with this, but I was going to the fact that I have all these videos. Oh, I remember where I was going with it. I have all of these pictures in order because of all the videos that I was doing and producing and the green screens I was producing and having them behind me as I'm talking about these topics and these text messages.
Well, where is all this stuff that you've been producing? Because all we ever get is the stolen Bullhorn Betty name that you took from someone else. That's not even yours. And you can't trademark it. But keep lying to people. Okay. Because where's all these screens?
Messages and everything that I've been seeing for these array of videos that I've been preparing. Well, that means that every single one of my photos are in order of the way I talked about it. And that means that they're in order as the news was breaking during those times. Every single one of my photos in my roll are in there in an order of how.
Wait a minute. You've had breaking news? There's been breaking news? Oh, I know. What you consider breaking news is when you get on here and tell a lie about one of them. Yeah, got it.
Things were breaking in this case. So I've been going back through my actual picture roll and I've been going through it and making notes of everything that I read because I forgot so much at the beginning. And there's a lot of stuff, and this happens quite frequently.
Well, that's not a good thing. I mean, you can't be forgetting the important deets. Come on now. I mean, they're your own lives, and it's, facts you made up in that little swirly brain of yours, and now you're forgetting them. Wow.
Where we know information at the beginning, but because it's not talked about or widely talked about, or it settles an issue that will give clicks and views for a week. So the information is actually stifled in an effort here on these streets. It does happen. I've been watching it. Trust me. I'm telling you.
Okay. So why haven't you talked about the things then? For the clicks and views, Betty. Because you weren't talking about it either. Just saying,
what I have seen unfold during this case. I'm very analytical. I put the pieces together. I can see the strategy used and deployed. I know it.
You do?
I know it. Just saying.
Oh, okay. How do you know it's so
going
well?
back to the very beginning and looking at all the lies and inconsistencies with their statements, I think there's several key factors that were red flags at the very beginning. And one of those is the fact that Chris and Katie were adamant, absolutely adamant, that they all, Chris, Katie, and Seth, fully cooperated, were totally cleared, and had all passed.
No, he never said that. No, there you go again. Making up shit in that little twirly brain of yours. And it is little. And it twirls a lot. Anyway, I think they'll be doing some damn backflips. Look, he did not say, in fact, he said several times they are not cleared. He did take a lie detector test. Seth has been aware of it for a very long time. He just chose to let you all think that Chris hasn't, and he ran with it, even though law enforcement had let him know that Chris not only took it, but passed it. Seth has known that. And if he doesn't own it, he's lying to you. So, and like I said, none of them have been cleared. Chris has stated that. Seth has just finally recently stated that. The woe is me card, of course. It wasn't about Sebastian. It was about him, woe is me. But yeah, go figure.
A lie detector test.
They did.
I noticed very up front, especially after the Nancy Grace interview, I started noticing this thing where Chris was always wanting to include him with the results of Seth and Katie, and not singular. You know, he seemed like he was the third, and that's what made me gravitate toward him as the.
What? They talked very little about Seth. Very little.
Prime culprit that could have done this in the beginning. But,
no, he didn't.
as we're working through the...
No, he did not. He has tried to show a united front from the beginning. And to this day, he still doesn't say Seth is a suspect. You lie, Betty. You outright lie to your audience. I don't get these people. It's not hard to go watch the actual interview without this guy's bucket's mouth and actually see what was said and then look at what she's putting out. It shouldn't take you long. She's a lying piece of trash. It is what it is.
Information, we're finding out that it does appear that Chris was at work at the time, that, or at least a significant distance away from his house at the time that these...
Betty, you still won't just admit it. You were wrong. It's always been out here that Chris was at work. Even Seth's own PIs confirmed that, which he didn't like. Because Seth knew, because of law enforcement. But Seth wouldn't do the right thing and own it, just like the polygraphs. But anyway, so, and just admit it, Betty. Quit trying to say significant part. He was not there, period. End of story. But she's getting ready to twist it again.
Events allegedly happened. So it made us start looking at Katie, because I think at first nobody wants to believe a mom can hurt their child at all. So we are not wanting to consider that. What changed that for me is learning about her child abuse. There's just something about childhood trauma that really does trigger things in adults. You know, I don't have that experience of child trauma. I have my own child traumas, and I know how that those, which pale in comparison to what Katie has gone through. But I know what those childhood...
Okay, first off, you don't know anything about Katie's life. You know about a couple things that Seth has said. You don't know Katie. You don't know anything about her personal, private life, which is none of your business.
Traumas had done to me, and where those childhood traumas had taken me in my life.
It's not about you.
I'm where I'm at today. And those were, again, those childhood traumas for me pale in comparison to the childhood traumas that Katie has.
where you're at today.
So when I finally learned about that childhood trauma, I had to change my my thoughts about Katie. I had to apply these traumas in her life and re-look to see what those traumas could and would do to a person.
So
I have some experience for some traumas, but not that type of trauma.
Oh.
So then you have to do some digging, and there are things that can happen to a female like that psychologically.
Are you
as a
going to
result,
school us?
We know that she didn't seem like, I don't want to say she wasn't a good mom. I don't know what kind of mom she was because I wasn't, I obviously do not.
Okay, but in 5 minutes you're going to say she was a horrible mother, the worst kind, and she did something. You said she drank alcohol, and that is why he has the issues that he has. You said you called her an abuser. Now you're flipping it up. Did Seth tell you were going too hard on Katie? Because you can't say everything you said and then sit here and say this in the same breath as slamming her as well. You don't know anything about her life. You are not a qualified therapist to judge anyone or to diagnose anyone.
Not know her. But I feel like she cared for her son, but I felt like Chris
Melissa, you're funny.
His unnurturing self, I think, just beat her up because of Sebastian's inadequacies. And I think that he constantly pointed those out, and he constantly wanted Sebastian to feel bad about himself for not being able to. I think he put him under so much stress.
Inadequacies? Did she really say that? Ooh.
For not being what he thought a boy should be.
Oh.
I mean, I don't like Chris. It has nothing to do with
you. Don't know Chris. You know absolutely nothing about him. You did say you signed a DNA form, though. We got that. I don't think he wants your DNA, but yeah. Nice try. But you don't know him. You don't know anything about their life.
Whether or not I think he had anything to do with Sebastian or not. I don't like Chris because I don't like men like Chris.
Oh, how is he?
I like macho men. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Ladies in the audience, is JLR or Dolly macho? Because she says she likes macho men. What the fuck is macho about JLR and Dolly? Ooh. Betty, I beg to differ with what you just said. I would like to debate you on that. And I can imagine what your ex looks like. Never mind, I don't even want to know. But I've seen what you've been with. They're not macho. If you think JLR is a macho man, oh dear. Dear. I don't know if I can help you with that one. Or Dolly, macho? Ooh. Yeah, I can't help you with that one.
Like men like Chris.
The chat says no.
It's knowing when to have kitten gloves and knowing when to put the boxing gloves on.
Oh.
And that man does not know the difference.
Oh, really?
I don't like him. I don't like his behavior. I don't like who he is as a person. When I hear him open his mouth, I cringe. I don't like the man.
But how do you know him?
Does that mean he hurt any kid? No. Because we don't like him doesn't make him a sus. What makes him a sus is his...
Oh, but you called him a murmurer, and you said he murmured the kid. Yeah, and I've got the video if he ever wants it, but, you're not allowed to take anything down right now because you're in a frivolous lawsuit. So, we got it for him. Don't worry.
Behavior in and around the time that Sebastian went missing because he wasn't acting normally. Not because he's a dick. Not because he's rude. Not because I don't like him.
Oh. But you just said 2 minutes ago because you don't like him. Now you're saying it's not because you don't like him. Okay, well, which is it? You can't really have it both. Not it can't be both in this instance. You either not like them or you not like them, but you can't not like them and then not like them. You know?
It's because of his own behavior.
Oh, not Seth. Not because of what Seth says.
Don't be a dickosaurus. Is Real Stream in here? Real Stream, get out. You have no business, literally no earthly business being here. We don't like each other. I don't go into your chat. You get the fuck out of mine.
Oh, keep kicking people
There's
off.
literally no good reason for you to be here.
Oh.
And since you can't control your own self, I'll control you.
Oh.
I just shut your mouth. Now you can wait 20 minutes and go and get another account and come back in here and be a jerk.
Oh. You control freak?
We have a zero tolerance policy. If you don't like it, leave.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know what the problem is? They don't leave. They just keep coming.
Oh, they do?
They're idiots.
Oh, because they're idiots?
But Real Stream, you have like one of the worst reputations here on the streets. All your information is bunk.
Okay.
You think you know what you're talking about and you don't. Your research sucks.
Oh.
All you know why nobody pays attention to you? You know why I didn't even hardly recognize your name? Because you're literally no one that makes no difference in this world. If your channel went away tomorrow, nobody would even notice.
What? How dare you? Who are you to tell somebody they don't matter in this world? Same could be said about you, Betty. Your channel could be gone tomorrow. And honestly, and I'm being as totally honest as I could be, I wouldn't give two shits and I wouldn't miss you. But who the hell are you to tell someone they're worth nothing in this world? That they are nothing in this world. Wow.
That's really sad. If my channels went away tomorrow, the whole world would flip upside down. Believe that. Big difference. Just saying.
Why would the whole world would flip upside down if Betty's channels just went away? What? No, they'd probably party. There'd probably be a lot of people celebrating, to be honest with you, Betty. On TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much anywhere you've touched. I believe there would be stream parties to celebrate. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't, yeah, it wouldn't be good, Betty. It's not upside down because you're not here. They're just that damn happy you're gone. Yeah.
You know what the difference is? I work for it. Just saying.
You do?
Even CPS sister was treating bad Sebastian and the whole family, I think, talked crap about that boy in front of us. When I heard Terry Bowersocks and his comment, he's trying to advocate, he's my my step grandson, and we seen him as much as the kids would bring him around, and his attention span were about as long as how many squirrels were in the room.
Okay. So what was wrong with that? That wasn't defaming Sebastian or making fun of Sebastian in any way. What the... Hey, Debbie Doodles, is she fucking kidding me?
In my life, heard a grandparent speak like that about any of their grandchildren.
What did they say so bad? They got to see him when the kids would bring him around for them to see him. He moved around a lot. He was squirrely. That's not an insult, Betty. Oh, my God.
Even their step-grandchildren. That was the first taste of reality for me, that this whole entire family was treating this child poorly. And maybe they weren't.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. And you don't have proof of that, Betty. You don't. Stop it. It's because this family refuses to have anything to do with people like you and you. Because they don't talk to none of you assholes.
Him physically, but that's verbal to me.
That is not. Shut up. And quit telling people that that's verbal abuse. You know damn well it's not. You're making this up and you're twisting it. Keep opening yourself for more lawsuits, Betty.
That they think he can't hear that. They think he doesn't feel that. None of them really love
you. Didn't know these people. You've never met them. You didn't know Sebastian. You don't know Seth. You know what you've seen in videos and what Seth has told you through emails or text messages. But you don't know Seth, Betty. He tells you what he wants you to put out, knowing it's going to be vile and disgusting once you twist it all up. But stop it. You don't know what these people felt, what they did.
him. The only place he apparently felt safe was at his dad's house.
And you don't know that. He didn't see his dad that often, Betty. Let's be brutally honest here. Why didn't Seth see him for the whole month of February? And that wasn't the first time. What you keep missing in all this is, according to what, if you listen to what Seth has said, this was a new arrangement. I'm guessing he's had this job less than a year when he started this job. Just because he had him for part of Christmas, so what? So what? But this whole new visiting thing was all new, according to Seth. Listen to what he said about it, which I believe was, if it wasn't last night, it was the other night. But yeah, I have it. I'll play it. Yeah, but he said it was a new arrangement. It was all new. I don't think Sebastian wanted to go there for the summer, let alone live there. And I don't. And he didn't want to do homeschool. And he could have went to therapy while in school. Just because you go to school doesn't mean you can't go to therapy. Homeschool made it more convenient for you, Seth. And that's the truth. If that's what was going to happen. But then that was not even confirmed. It was talked about. It wasn't confirmed. So I don't know why this registering with school too just doesn't add up for me, because it hadn't even been a done deal, and you're registering him in another county in school. I don't know, but my understanding is it was talked about, but I don't think it was set in stone. And it was talked about with Sebastian, and he did not want to go. Come on now. You got to do some of the facts, Betty. But your hair looks like an Elvis Presley flip when it's just paused like that, by the way. Or something. I don't know.
I never heard Katie talk about parks. I never, when I talked to Seth about, on that interview about the, where would Seth...
Betty, he doesn't talk any current memories. Or show current memories and pictures. Or videos. It's all from 8+ years ago, where Seth is still very much stuck. When Sebastian was a lot littler, and even littler than that, when he was a toddler. That's where he's still stuck. Ask him for some current memories.
Where was Sebastian's places to be? He just boop, 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 boop. They just rolled off his tongue. You can't even get Katie to say something nice. Like, I didn't even think she took the boy.
I hear you, Debbie.
Like, I don't, like, she seems like she stays in the house and leaves him in the house, and, and drags her son out when she needs to drag her son out. I don't know. I feel so different now, and the unknown I have to keep in check because of my poor opinion of both Katie and Chris. Like, my imagination could really run wild with what they could and could have done to that boy.
The thing is, Betty, you don't have any evidence of them doing anything. Did Seth and Tony tell you to chill out for a little bit? They don't know you very well, do they? They will learn soon enough, and they will be cutting you off. You will lose your puppet strings.
You know? Was he in the garage? What did they do for punishment? You know, we know Chris
And I
is
already started making the thumbnail for tomorrow. Betty is the puppet.
talked about hitting him with a belt, but what is their normal punishment? I don't even think we've even asked him, you know, what is their normal disciplinary method?
It's not your business to know or to ask about.
Methods. How do they discipline Sebastian? How do they handle him when he's having a meltdown or an episode?
That's not your business.
You know? We've got a lot of questions that we should have answers to this late in the game that we just don't as social media. And I have to be honest with you. I think it's because of the distractions of everybody trying to point the finger at Seth. We've lost focus and lost our way.
No,
I see more and more people.
I have not, because I've never said Seth did anything. I've never accused him of being a part of this. I don't know. I haven't accused Chris and Katie because, in all honesty, I don't know. There's been no evidence put out by law enforcement. So honestly, none of them are cleared in my mind. But at the same time, there's no evidence to say they did anything. So you stay in the middle, Betty, and you want Sebastian home. You don't come out here and attack and try to destroy people's lives. Their son is missing, Betty. Their son. Whether you like it or not. That is a fact you cannot change. You've twisted everything else up. That one you can't.
Coming back over, you know, starting to start redirecting some of their focus back on Sebastian. I'm starting to see a shift.
Oh, no,
but it's
you're
not quick enough.
No, and I've got you're not. You're seeing a shift of more and more people not buying the stuff anymore, Betty. It's not a shift in a good direction. It's really not a good direction for Seth. And shame on you for thinking it is and encouraging it.
Yahoos and buffoons that I used to highly respect on here that have completely lost their way.
Oh.
Completely. I have never in my life seen people be so nasty to a man that has done everything that we've asked. He's given us a polygraph. He's been out there searching. He's been sleeping.
Chris has done that. He was searching for the first few days. He's done a polygraph. She's on 11. Anyway, it's, yeah, whatever. Oh, I'm going to play you something. I'm sick of hearing her.
He's been the only one showing emotion for this child. The only one publicly showing emotion for this child.
Okay, Betty. Chris and Katie have done a lot. You just won't acknowledge that because it doesn't fit your narrative. They have showed emotion. I've seen emotion from her. You know, sometimes people slur their words and stuff, and you wonder why they're being the way they are.
Because he truly is grieving. All right, you're a pocket troll. I want the teacup trolls, okay? Then I can just blow them instead of popping them. So when she searches, she sends them to me, and then I post them on my community page, so everybody can go over there if they want to watch her. I really should leave on the 17th, honestly.
Why are you even going there at this point?
The problem is I gotta leave. I gotta be back here because I'm going to be gone for a week in July. So I'll be gone from like the 8th to the 13th. So I've got to be back here. So I've got to leave. I got to leave by Monday.
Trump rally.
So I'll either leave at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. Nina has posted a few pictures on Facebook of dessert saying, "Good morning, my love. Good morning."
Why is she even going at this point?
It's only for the summer, sis. I don't know who you're talking to. So I'll hopefully I'll have to go back and leave it. Kendra, sit down with them separately and tell them how you love them. That will follow them forever. I think it's possible Sebastian was still in the house when Ellie was there, like with Letitia Stout. It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. It's just weird for me because there were weird behaviors of Katie the night before, right about the 9:43 mark. You know, things started happening in that house, it appears.
What?
That, according to what, well, I guess he didn't say in the house. He said on the phone, you know, she called him at 9:43 and it was a significant call, yada, yada, yada. But obviously something was going on. We have the light phenomenon out the back door near Katie's house or Katie's room. You got...
No, you don't. There is no light phenomenon. The lights have all been debunked. And debunked again and again. You don't have no light phenomenon, you dumb shit.
The fact that the neighbors had said something, I can't remember. Oh, here's another one. CP refusing to answer when he last saw Sebastian. He refused to answer and said it could cause problems in the investigation. I can't figure that out. I still haven't been able to pick that up. This is weird. Like, so something, I'm still confused. Nobody's really satisfied me, or maybe you guys can send it to me. But somebody had said that the lights had come back on in the room at 11:30 that night. If somebody can send me the clip or the screenshot of who said that, I'd like to check that out. People started noticing the scratches on CP's arm, which is the other reason why we started focusing on him.
They are from trimming the dog's nails, you idiot. They happened days and days later, Betty.
But my focus is off of him. I still think he's muscle, but there's something that happened in this house. We have identified based upon Chris and Katie. Chris and Katie keep saying over and over and over and over again, there's no way their child would walk out the door. They have literally told us that this is uncommon. This never happens. He always wears his shoes.
Oh,
so explain
I
to
know.
me, if this is so uncommon and they don't believe in their heart of hearts that he would have done this willingly, then why aren't they entertaining abduction? They refuse to entertain the abduction theory. The only other theory
or is that when she has court? I wonder.
Release some of the noose from their necks. And they're adamant that there is no abduction, that this boy just walked out of this house without shoes and all black in the cold. He hates dirt, but hey, he's just about to go rolling. And oh, by the way, he's got a grass allergy. It doesn't make sense. And then when you look at what happened in and around there, we got all this shit right there on that couch. They made a phone call for 3 hours while she's falling asleep on the couch?
So?
And she has to be to bed at midnight and obviously asleep. She was asleep, obviously, at midnight. Bed, midnight, bed, midnight, bed, midnight. Sleeping on the couch, bed, midnight. It's too convenient.
It's what she did, Betty. Did you not want her to tell what she did? Okay.
And it doesn't make sense.
It
doesn't make logical sense. Normal people aren't calling their husbands while falling asleep, while studying, snoring on the phone, and their husband screaming into the phone 2 hours later after sitting there on the phone with you while you're snoring in the phone.
Hey, KCG.
And then decides to scream through the phone to wake you up. How in the world does that make sense to a normal person?
He wasn't screaming. They had long conversations like that, stayed on the phone a lot like that, Betty, because he worked out of town all the time. Nothing unusual there, Betty.
We looked at a picture. Crime Stories Obsessed sent me a photo. It's not blocking the door. I don't think it blocks the door. I don't think it blocks the door at all. Handle the truth.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. With Spectrum Internet, you can power all...
Yeah. You guys see that? No, it goes into the blur. I just don't want you guys seeing me that all the time. But that's okay. There it is. See?
So what about it?
So there's a door there, French door.
Quit showing their house.
cognizant whenever you guys send me stuff. If you guys see me online, you might want to hold off because I never know when I'm going to throw something up there. And so this one kind of shows you couch in front of a door, but it's like any other door. We've all had doors like that. I remember coming in, we have what?
And you don't know if that's how they have their furniture set up, Betty. That was pictures from a staging, you dumb fuck. You have no idea how they have the inside of their home set up.
The house I grew up in had a huge wall of doors, and there was like they were French doors that opened up, but the couch and everything, all the couches and stuff were kind of lined, but you had a huge space. People could mingle there behind the couches and go in and out of those doors.
Oh, she did?
So put my back screen on.
Why would they let Olivia take pictures of the inside of their house?
Give me a second. What back screen? Oh yeah, I had that one. I don't want that one.
Okay, Brittany. Good to see you. Get a good night's sleep.
The stars in the moon. I don't know if I like the stars.
Thanks for coming in.
I don't want stars in the moon. I'll have to get me a background that's the storm. Arrgh! Right? Hey, Skullified. It's nice to see you. I was wondering if you can do Google Earth at the time it was supposed to happen. Actually, I think I do have a Google Earth that was already prepared because I was doing a lot of mapping. Let's see what we got here. I'm pretty sure I saved it on this computer. I'm pretty sure I did the work on the computer, not my phone, but I don't know. Let's hope I got it on this computer, not on the phone. Oh. Why are you hidden? I don't want you hidden. All right. Okay, let me share this. I can share a screen. I did some work. So let me share the screen real quick.
Oh.
There we go.
I don't want to see all this.
Which is quite interesting because this is part of my
Shut up, Betty.
other people's thoughts and theories. So again, I am welcoming of all. Feel like the parent is guilty. Sorry. It's just ingrained in my mind at this point. So
it's ingrained in her mind that Katie and Chris are guilty.
I feel like the parent is guilty.
Yep.
Sorry. It's just ingrained in my mind at this point.
No reason to show her no evidence.
Seth, what do you think actually happened? I understand. I don't think Seth can really I don't know what he's willing to express, but I know one of his the concerns of his spokesperson with some of the conversations I had was to try to stop some of the drama. So I like
you are the drama.
They're just an irritant. So they're like bring too much attention or unwanted. Really, really rough. And hopefully it doesn't. I don't know what he's willing to express, but I know one of his the concerns of his spokesperson with some of the conversations I had was to try to stop some of the drama. So I like
you are a big part of the drama, so they would have to stop you.
To speculate without asking, because then it keeps everybody, above board. So and hopefully it doesn't, it tampers down some of that. I know that it has to be really, really, really rough. Really rough. So
really rough?
If we need, and just to throw this out there, Seth, if you need me to start raising money, if you think it's going to be too much or bring too much attention or unwanted more attacks on you, I'll take those attacks. I don't really care about them, to be honest with you at this point. They can't do crap to me. All they can do is just they're like gnats to me at this point. They're just an irritant. So, I'll take the irritant away from you. But if you need some money, if you want to go after some of these bad actors, I'm happy to do that. I pray that God
don't count on any funds
until he is found in return.
Don't make promises to that man you can't keep, Betty. Stop it.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be. Thank you. We are praying for you, but again, the offer's out there. So if you think that you could use some resources, I'm happy to raise those resources. Just FYI, I just want this stuff to stop. I want you to be able to focus on your son. I want this to be back to your son.
Yeah, she'll grip for you as long as she gets
really
a cut.
Sorry, but you have a lot of people that support your son and that support.
Now, Betty's tried to help people before, and there's been a lot of questions about her and her mods with their shadiness over. Yeah, might want to watch some burnt toast videos. You'll learn some real facts.
By proxy, because of the support for your son, and I can tell you that my mods are great. So we just do what we can do. We just do what we can do. So thank you for being here. God bless you. But we definitely support you. We support your family any way we can as you guys search for your son. That's all we can do. Just pray and give you what we can. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's definitely hard.
Give you what you can. Did you hear her? Betty, after what it's just, well, it's been out there. People just, a lot of people didn't know about it. They didn't hear about it. Um, but how you and, your right hand mod, your right hand, um, like to help people out of money. Yeah. You know, she got herself a nice new computer. Hell, I wouldn't have spent that much on a computer. But anyway, and other things, um, you know, selling somebody else's story on their shirts without permission and being asked to
Gary
stop
Bauer sucks.
and not giving to me. And we talked about this probably 8 to 10 months ago on my channel. On one of the times I covered Betty, I talked briefly about the Sonya and the Doug and the Betty, the whole schmill with Doug. Yeah. And Bartow says she's got more to show. It's going to be really interesting. I think she said her post said Thursday. For the rest of that, should be interesting. But Betty came out with these lame rebuttals.
Senior was said to have been paying someone to. Oof. I hope not, but you know what? This family is a little whacked. I'd like
You don't know nothing about the
or whatever,
family. That's just it. You don't know anything about the family, anything at all. Nothing. Zilch.
Bullhorn Betty. I'd like to take just a look at that if you don't mind. And if you trust me, then just send it to me, and I'll look at it. But I keep everybody private. So Seth, I have a 13-year. Here's Audrey. Seth, I have a 13-year-old boy who has autism and multiple disabilities. Thoughts are with you. Yeah. Bull. If you have a place to donate, so I don't know. You
Apparently, that's enough for Betty right now. Then I'll show you the very end of one of her rants, just the very end. I don't want to do another live on Betty, but in the meantime, apparently, and I'm guessing this is from last night or just a little bit ago, because Earth streams them live when they're happening on TikTok, and why ain't she coming up? Oh Lord, I do not like how these come up on here. I do not like how my channel, the ones I subscribe to, how they come up on my laptop. I have to dig for everybody's. Can't just. Ugh. But apparently, he was on TikTok again, which I told you I was checking for it because he does that and he'll go live and I was going to stream it. Well, I'm thinking that's what it was, but let me check and make sure. Yep, and he was on the Cajuns. Damn it. See? But Ert won't mind if I play it. She's my follow buddy. She won't mind. We follow each other all over YouTube. She's sweet. I really like her. Okay, this is TikTok. Tony, just a little bit ago. I'm making sure. Oh, they're not dated? Oh. They don't date their lives? Strange. But I'm sure it is. But we'll know. I'll know by what it says because I have all the other ones.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know. I just
okay. This is a TikToker Cajun. Tony is always up on her panels, but I don't see Tony. I see Kaylee Ray. I see Chasing Crimes. I see Bertha, Delta, but I don't see Tony yet. So let me see.
Went on and on about it. It's like a long thing, and I thought, what?
Say it again when more people get in here, but I don't.
He's free to come and go. This has no.
That part, open DCS, reports. Those cases haven't been closed.
Let me see.
Go ahead, Delta.
I don't see him though.
Feelings and all that.
Maybe that's why she ended it. Maybe he didn't come up.
Probable.
And this is my feeling. I don't have any facts behind this, but I don't feel like Chris ever liked Sebastian, even when they were dating.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Now remember though, that before he even gets
Ocean's
busted, he
there,
asks for some
but still no Seth.
Oh, okay, okay.
Chris
Or
does?
no Tony.
Yes, his stepbrother, the one that came out.
You don't know anything. Stop. You're getting your information from Tony. He's a reliable source.
Can I be set
Okay.
up? That is Steve.
I don't see Tony coming
I'll
up.
be right
Okay.
back.
Are you okay?
Oh, good. I'll play the end of Betty. I just wanted to check and make sure. I'll take it off screen. Yeah, I don't see Tony coming up. Wait, maybe he finally comes up. No, still don't see him. Yeah, he didn't come up. Yeah, I'm checking the whole live. He didn't come up. There was not a family. Stop it. Oh my God. But yeah, he didn't come up. Okay. Let me check and see if they're still live because that Steven was supposed to go live. And Tony's always on his panel as soon as he goes live. Let me see if he's not. Yeah, he's live. Tony's not there yet. I'll pay attention to it, but I don't see Tony there right now. And in the meantime, we'll finish up. Yeah, he didn't go up on panel. But he usually goes into Steve's after his wife goes to bed because, according to Steve and Tony, that's what they do. They only go live when their wives are in bed. No, that's not what I wanted. Stop sharing. Jeez. Why did it do that? Anyway, I'll show that one rant and then we'll be done. Oh, I want to finish that panel. If y'all want to, we can just go do that. We can do that. That thing behind the wall. Oh, and then they did a part 2 to this panel, by the way. Yeah, it was on Brittany's, I believe, this time. Yeah. We can barely make it through part 1. Okay, we'll finish this, but we're gonna fast forward through what is left, because I don't want to debate the Summer Wells case with these idiots. I don't. They're not worthy to talk about these kids, in my opinion. But you know. Okay, this is part 2, or just my part 2 of part 1 of the Ultimate Grifting panel with none other than the thing in the wall. Oh, we're gonna look at the spirit seeker lady. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you know who else we're gonna look at? That Jules. Oh, yes, we are. And none other than Spanky Boy and the perpetual victim. There's your panel. See, I'm fair using it, which I better because I don't trust these people. I better. I'm gonna turn it way down though. Way down. Oh, that's too low. Okay, leave it at right about 15. All right, that should be. We'll do feeding the ducks. They just remind me of a kind of a feeding the duck thing, you know? Okay. Oh, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you haven't. If you're not subbed up, sub on up. But really, hit that like button so my video can get in the algorithm. I think they now like want 100 likes, you know. Been a slow night, but, you know, that's all right. I don't know what's been going on the last couple nights, but okay. Let's get into this.
But it's beyond that. You know, like that would be okay if that's where it ended, but that's not. You know, Tony goes so far beyond that line, and Seth needs to see that side of it. You know, like what we've seen. I've just seen a tiny bit of Tony, and I'm like, what in the heck are you thinking? You know, no.
Or when he talks like, I'm not going to allow Seth to do this, or I
Thank
had
you,
to
J
sit
Dog.
beside Seth at the vigil because I couldn't allow a lot of people to come talk to him.
J Dog, you want to be
So he's
blue?
his bodyguard too.
What are
He
you,
was
weirdo?
the outcast. Tony was the outcast at that place. Like no one was like really talking to him.
I could use the mod.
Away from this mother chicken.
I didn't know that Tony was a bodyguard too.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna watch
actually
her.
taller than
Yes,
what I
I've
thought.
actually wanted to review her today, but I figured I'd do this, and there's still that little rant at the end of Betty's live. The whole live, she was the usual, but at the end, the very end, she got really heated, of course. But that, and yeah, I wanted to we definitely need to watch her. You're gonna, and that's nothing. That Jules, oh my gosh.
He looks tall.
See, I thought he would be short and dumpy.
And he looks like
I
a
agree,
monk.
Mel. I agree. He put out misinformation. He supported that Crabtree whatever liar and said that he fully believed him and had his support and blah 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 blah. And then the next day it was like he was eating his ass.
Crabtree even dumped him.
What
Crabtree
did he
said
do?
they used me, abused me. I'm done with them.
How did they use and abuse him? Did they feed him the information or what?
Well, he's just like I don't know.
He said he got it from law enforcement.
Yeah.
And what was it that Tony said that same night that was a bold-faced lie? Do you remember, Mandy or Justin? He had said something the same time Crabtree came out and said that
Probably said eat some frosted flakes because
Oh,
they're
no.
great.
I know what it was. He had the gall and audacity, and did he ever even apologize for this? He told us.
Brittany, was that your big moment of comedy? That's probably the smartest thing you've said in this whole live. But okay. And then on your live the other night, you know, the Tony or Seth pop up. Yeah, girl, did you no favors?
Everybody that he had proof that
Night tea.
Sebastian had a text conversation with his maternal grandmother the night before
I
he
heard
disappeared.
that. Yeah, I heard
I thought
that.
that was that
What the
Crabtree
hell?
guys.
Thanks for coming in,
Okay,
T.
Well, it was just.
Why would he say that?
This man gets and openly admits he gets most of his stuff from TikTok. If you
Don't
think
know it.
YouTube is bad, go to TikTok. You'll see why.
Yeah, that mustache has.
Oh, Spanky, I think I can agree with you on something. Yeah, it's a cesspool over there. They'd never make it on YouTube. They wouldn't last. YouTube would kick them. They wouldn't last.
TikTok is a dumpster fire, like true crime. Like, I mean, there's some good creators on there. Don't get me wrong, but there is a lot of misinformation.
I have to remind my husband all the time. He'll come home and say, "Did you know?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Where'd you hear that?" TikTok. Are you serious? Are you okay, honey? And he has to walk away because I shut him down because the stuff that he hears about that. Like, really think about it. And he's like, "Well, it's possible."
I feel like the TikTokers aren't doing the research like some of us YouTubers are.
No,
so
they don't have
they're
to. They
probably
just put out something for less than a minute, a video, and it just gets it out
They're
all at
just
once.
watching probably what everyone's putting on the YouTube and then making a freaking damn short video on TikTok.
Pretty much what you
And
do on
might get
YouTube.
Views, like a lot of views in one video, right? To make any sort of money.
When they go live, their lives don't save. They vanish unless they download them.
Stupidest thing. What, like,
I was wondering because I did a quick live to test it out and I can't find it anywhere on my.
no, it doesn't. Your videos don't. Your lives don't save. Like, isn't that the whole thing? You want people to watch the content, even like the people that couldn't make the live.
Right,
You
and you
would
can't
think.
rewind either.
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing.
Like, there's no
So
way I
they
would
can
do, like,
be-
I upload videos, but I wouldn't go over there and go live and expect to talk about true crime over there. You know, like, I want people to be able to come back and listen to it and share their opinions on it. And if they can't rewind it, if they come in late or they miss the
Okay, so TikTok isn't your thing. But do y'all got to gang up on poor TikTok here? I mean, it's working for some people just because it's not working for you, or it may not be your thing. Apparently, it's working for others. Not my cup of tea, but I'm not going to sit here and do a whole live about schmazzing on TikTok because I can't do it. You know?
whole thing and they don't get to see it afterwards. No, thank you. I think that's a waste of time.
That's why Tony likes it.
That's what I was just wondering
Right.
because it disappears.
Yep.
Right.
Why would
Yeah,
you
but
want
people have been recording him.
to disappear whenever you want people to see this,
Geniuses,
not just
like nobody else figured that out. You geniuses. All of you. The ultimate panel of grifters.
people who make the live. Like you want people to can watch this over and over and over and over and over.
Oh yeah, that Amber Alert. Yeah, that Amber Alert website. Marlena just said something about that.
Creators,
Was that-
I mean, they do,
They do,
but
that
it's
hurts
not,
the creator, honestly, to do
yeah,
that.
it hurt, yeah, it hurts us in multiple ways. It hurts our view, like our overall view count.
Okay.
It hurts our watch hours. Hurts our ad revenue. Hurts everything. So
Seth delete his YouTube channel. Seth had a YouTube channel? What?
He has
he
a
made
channel
one.
where he uploaded that video.
That's
On the phone.
right.
And then it said that people weren't allowed to use it.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember being teed off about that. Seth, you can't upload a video on a public forum and then like I'm sorry, but there's fair use. So you uploaded it on a public forum. We then can take that video and add our own commentary to it and just change it up a little. And we are allowed to play that video. It doesn't matter what you put in the description of we need to have permission in writing from you. That's not how it works. So yeah, I was going to say you should just delete your channel anyway if that's going to be your behavior on the platform because that doesn't fly. So
Do you know that we
not
don't
to be a
even
bitch, but that's just the truth.
That is the trash bag from the wall.
It is the truth because
we
I
don't
mean,
even have to give credit to the video that we're using. You know, like if
Right.
I used one of Claire's videos and reviewed it, I don't have to drop her link. I don't have to put her name on the screen. I don't have to tell people that I'm using it under.
Yes, you do. It's called fair use. YouTube wants you to do that. It doesn't look good for you if you don't. I always try to go back and add the links under tags and stuff. Yeah. I don't always do it. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I forget, but I at least try.
Fair use. All of that is done out of respect for the other creator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Legally, you don't have to say or do any of that.
I should have told that to the person that freaking pushed into my
That's
channel. the
funny
other night.
because YouTube will ask you if you gave credit. But you're not right. You're wrong there.
Never mind.
Oh shit.
My God. I was using fair use and giving credit, but oh well.
he does not.
And people don't know that. They think, well, I own it. It's mine. You can't use it. No, as soon as it goes
And
on the
yeah,
internet,
you have to give credit, or at least you're supposed to. It's in YouTube. Read it, because guess what? When you're trying to fight a copyright or a strike,
it's public domain.
they'll ask you if you gave credit like you're supposed to.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because every one of y'all has been a creator a whole lot longer than I am or have been. But I've been in the true crime community for some years now. And isn't it like kind of common knowledge that when everybody's covering a case, especially of a missing child, that it's like common courtesy that you let people, especially if you interview a parent of a missing child, isn't it like kind of common courtesy to let people share that out? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's something. It used to be.
I mean, if it's all about the missing child, yeah, you should want that to be shared to have it out there, right? But
right.
I
Yeah.
didn't put it in words, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
No one was trying to stop you from sharing it out because that's what you do, Brittany. You don't make content. You talk about everybody else's content. You're a review channel. You're not a true crime channel. You are a drama channel. You do commentary on other people's videos, other people's lives. That's fine. Own it. But you don't. You really think you're a true crime channel. You are not true crime, Brittany. I don't consider none of you up there true crime.
I just
Mhm.
wanted to know that.
Maybe they did it all on purpose.
And if they, and also, if you don't know, if you strike a channel for using your content and they're using it following the fair use guidelines, and you strike, right, you strike, and YouTube says no, it was fair use, suck it up, Buttercup. You do that too many times, and you can lose your channel for full strike.
Yep.
I was helping a creator out. Someone struck her, and she said it was her content first, and it actually wasn't her content first. And we proved it, and she got a strike on her.
Wow.
Struck to begin with. And those are irreversible strikes, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Those don't fall off.
If somebody strikes you, they could be striking you to get your private information, your personal name, address, that information. Because when you counter strike or counter, the strike, you have to put your information in there, because the process is like, if I was using Cher's content, Cher struck me for using it, I had to respond and give Cher my name and address so that Cher's attorney can send me a subpoena to show up to court. Okay, so that's what the process is supposed to be for. But usually when you counter, the person just wants your information. There is an attorney online that you can use and pay.
Okay, I don't want to hear this again.
Yeah, there's another thing that I can tell you privately.
I would like you to tell me privately, please.
Yeah.
Tell you privately.
Well, that's
Do job site.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to jump down. I need to go wash off my face.
Okay.
So.
From TBI, and it says, to date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian since the issuance of the alert, and that was as of April 25th. So there it is. So he vanished. He's a magician and just vanished. And he didn't go out any of the windows either. All these windows, he didn't go out any of these windows either, because they were all locked and the screens were all still intact.
So that front door is the one that Chris Proudfoot is really pushing, that he went out of that door.
He and Katie both have said that that is
somehow locked behind himself.
It locks automatically when you go out of it.
Exactly.
Either it automatically locks, or you can type in the code from the outside to lock it. Katie never specified when Smiley asked. The same cameras caught him taking the trash out in the driveway. The camera is actually closer to the Proudfoot's door than the driveway.
And he took the garbage out Sunday night, and he went missing somewhere between Sunday midnight and 6 a.m. Monday.
Allegedly, yep.
When was the garbage taken out? Do we know a time?
I want to say I heard somewhere around 6 or 7, but then I also heard somebody say that it was a little bit later than that. But
so
again,
after they went and had colossal popcorn, he took the garbage out, or before?
Yes, after they got home from dinner.
Well, Sherry, you really don't know much about this case. You don't really know much about this case to sit here and make the judgments you're making.
No, it was.
Do your own do research, or like you just sat here and told other people to do.
From what, if I'm recalling the timeline correctly myself.
I heard her say she got home around 9.
But then also Chris ran through the timeline of a normal day for timeline of the death. Also said whoever took out the trash, it was too blurry for him to say absolute or not. If it was dispatch said he was in by midnight. Huh?
What? Where? Make that make sense. Dispatch said he was in by. I didn't hear that at all. Where can that be found?
As soon as Sebastian was reported missing, the radio talk.
That camera was so close that I don't believe that. But besides that, if you don't walk in front of the camera, it won't activate a lot of them. But
recorded and uploaded, and there were pictures that went along with it. It's like on the police scanner or whatever. From the original search. I'll have to go back and listen to that, Brian and Jill. I don't think that I heard that. But to be fair, I've only listened to that video one time and then swatches. Oh my goodness, stop
tonight, Brittany. For real. 2 hours and 56 seconds. And I still haven't gotten to half of my notes.
I'm going to hop over to on mine for a little bit. Yeah, probably not. I'm probably not going to be on too much longer, but yeah, I'm going to hop on for a little bit.
It's after
you said a part
yeah. She got to go over and tell everybody, I love you. I love you. Y'all keep my lights on. I love you. Don't forget, keep them lights on.
I'm down to come back and do part 2, and then.
Well, we can host it on. You guys can host the next ones, and we can take turns on the channel.
Yeah,
it's fun to get people get interactive and have to tune in. Where are we going to be this time? Where are you going to be that time? I think I like that.
I guarantee you, there's enough information where we can go around.
That's fine. Make your money. I don't give two shits. But it's the way she is the perpetual victim, and the way she talks about others, and anybody could go rent a house with a pool if you wanted to. I mean, they're out there. You can find one. You can rent. You can buy. Whatever it is you want to do. It's not my fault or anyone else's fault. It You make it happen for yourself. You know what I mean? Keep it factual. They don't know the facts.
There's channels.
It's good
multiple times.
conversations too, because we think very differently and we also agree on something. So I like it.
I love it. I
Oh.
think it's been awesome. I really appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah,
I want
they
to say
do
something
do
before,
a part
before people
two.
start leaving.
Yeah.
The statement that people have been spreading as factual information that
Yeah.
Katie wrote back during their custody battle and divorce.
Oh my God.
That is not factual information. That is Katie's allegations.
Mandy, you're some type of psychic. Quit trying to act like you're some legal eagle or some attorney. You've got so much twisted in this. We're going to look at you and your fraudulent spirit seeking crap. Stop trying to give people stuff as factual when you yourself are not factual.
Against Seth,
Right.
which also has Seth's response in those same documents,
Mhm.
and Seth denies and
Of course.
explains his side of everything. So you have two different sides there. Now,
Yeah,
if
and guess what? There's his side, her side, and somewhere in the middle of the truth. Just saying. Of course, people amp things up going through a divorce. But I can tell you who's not out here over talking, way over talking when he's explaining something. I can tell you who is. I can tell you who's out here spewing anything he can to get people against Katie and Chris. But yeah, okay.
if you want to believe every word that Katie said, then that
Because
means
it's
that
written
you have
down.
to
We
believe.
have to believe Seth too.
We have to believe Seth's, and we have to believe Nina's too, because Nina shared her
Right.
side, and she's going through.
No. Nina had an agenda. That was nothing to do with her being an alleged victim. The thing was not done for that purpose. That interview was set up. Seth connected them two. Seth connected with Nina to get at Chris and Katie. He will not stop at nothing. He's hell-bent on constant revenge. He's still stuck 8+ years ago.
A custody battle right now with Chris.
I don't. You. Nina had an agenda to character assassinate Chris. That was the whole agenda. That is the truth. There was not one iota of evidence shown. Nothing. It's a custody battle. They get nasty. Sadly. And you people ran with everything that woman said without one shred of evidence. Didn't dawn on you that Seth set up that interview. Didn't dawn on you that she was totally attacking Chris right before a custody hearing. Didn't dawn on you that maybe, just maybe, that creator was also going to try to help her. How? I don't know what he thought he could do, because he doesn't know them, never met them, never been in their home, never witnessed them around the child. He would have nothing to add, but yet he inserted himself, which in my opinion was a trade-off for the interview. So you keep thinking everything was above board with that. Shows your mentality.
It's the same situation,
Mhm.
years apart. So if you believe one fully 100% and you're bashing Seth because Katie said that he did something years ago, then you have to believe every word that Nina said about Chris too. It is not factual information.
No, it's not factual information what you've said about Chris and Katie. Seth gets, I think, a lot of flack because of the things he does say. And if you listen to what he says, really listen, There's some truth to some of those allegations, in my opinion. If you really listened to him on Brittany's panel last night, all he cared about was himself and how people were trying to make him look bad. If you listen to him long enough, he tells on himself. Because he talks too much. Way too much detail. Unnecessary fluff, so to speak.
And please do not share that as factual information.
Yes,
Parents
stop
make
passing
false,
that.
it's false allegations. Exactly. It was unfounded. They got joint custody. There was no restraining order issued after the temporary restraining order was issued.
Like I
If
said,
Seth was
we
still-
only have one side of it because Katie has chosen to put her son, Sebastian, in the forefront and not come out and speak on Seth or personal things that have nothing to do with it. Unlike you people, unlike him, Chris and Katie have put Sebastian in the forefront. Always. Always.
Guilty of any of the stuff that Katie said, they would have done supervised visitation with
Night,
Seth
Hope.
and Sebastian, not given him joint
I'm
custody.
almost done
He would
here
have been arrested.
too.
She would
I
have
hear
pushed
you.
charges against
Thank
him.
you for
CPS would have
hanging
been
with
involved. They
me.
would have had supervised visitation. Something. There would have been something that happened. There was nothing. They got joint custody and no restraining orders after the temporary that is automatically given that we've already discussed
Okay.
earlier in this live stream.
Well,
Like
and
I
I just
said.
want to add to this too. Like, okay, if you're gonna go and believe everything that Katie said and say that, you know, everything she says is true, you believe her and what she said about Seth, then why did Katie?
She hasn't attacked Seth. She has not went on panel after panel, chat after chat, attacking Seth. She responded one time because she needed to, because Seth told some secret about their son that no one should have had the right to speak on him but himself. If he chose to let that information out here, but he wasn't given that choice. That was taken from him. That was wrong. And he got the details wrong. She just wanted to correct that. That's it. That's all. She didn't slam him. They don't attack him. How they don't, they are, with everything they're going through, they're amazing because, I have to bite my tongue so hard. My hat's off to them. But I can tell you Sebastian's been kept in the forefront. That's why they haven't.
Agree to joint custody and no child support. So by your logic, if Seth's really this bad guy, then I guess you can find fault in Katie too, because
I can find fault in all of them.
Send her son back to this quote unquote monster.
And how about this little fact?
But what's that
Seth
going to
didn't even have an
help?
Attorney.
Exactly.
He paid a retainer.
And
He paid a
he's-
retainer. Had an attorney. The attorney wanted to go low blows on Katie, and Seth told him no.
Yep.
And he
Okay.
fired him. And he went pro se.
And again, you're believing everything Seth tells you. Listen to what Seth tells you. Everybody in his life, they've all done something wrong, not him. Everything has been done to him by everybody else. He's blaming the attorney for wanting to do the attorney's job. Divorces get like that. It's just how it is. I'm sure he did not make that divorce easy. It just strikes me that, yeah, the way he's stuck there and won't let go, yeah. But here you are running with it. You don't know if it's all true. You have no idea. I just think it's awful funny that everyone who has tried to help him has all done him wrong. And it's their fault that things didn't go right. And their faults. He did this and did... Never his own fault. Wonder what that attorney would say right now. Just saying. Think it would match up? You think it would be the same? I don't know. I don't know.
So if Katie really wanted full custody, she could have gotten it.
That's interesting.
And there's a whole bunch of channels on YouTube where they play Zoom hearings.
I don't know if they
hearings.
always had shared custody or that it was acted upon, if you get my meaning. You know what I mean? Something just tells me that the last 8 years have been far from a picnic. And I wonder what the true visitation record would be.
Child custody hearings, all of that stuff. You can educate yourself on the court process. They hire a guardian ad litem that comes
Lady, you get on YouTube with spirit boxes and tell people you're talking to these children. And you want them to take any kind of sane advice from you? Are you kidding me? Oh.
And is the voice for the children. They are not on either parent's side. They are not an attorney for the parents. They are not a voice for the parents. They are a voice for the child, the minors. And they come in and they talk to both parents. They observe both parents with the children. They do surprise visits, and any court custody is going to have that, especially when there are huge allegations like the ones that Katie made. So I guarantee they had a gal. They call it a GAL, a gal, court ordered by the judge in their case.
It's a guardian ad litem. They are not lawyers. Well, some do volunteer as lawyers, but a lot of them aren't. There is a training course, a class that you have to go through for a while to become a GLA. I've dealt with many guardian ad litems. It's a great program if you get a good one. They can be an asset. So, yeah.
I guarantee they did.
And why are these same people?
I don't think they did, but okay.
Like, they agree with it. They agree that everything Katie says is right. Everything Chris says
They
is
were
right.
not in the foster care system. They would not need a legal representative.
But Nino's a liar. Like,
that's wild to me.
And you could feel anybody that's in
well, for some
they
cases,
didn't need a guardian ad litem would have been appointed, yes, by CPS or DCF if that's who was trying to get any kind of removal or reunification, or they don't do the custody battles between mom and dad, at least not here.
Just a liar now. She wasn't a liar before. Everything was being believed, and oh, my heart feels so.
CPS and Children Protective Services, whatever you call it, DCF in your area, but and they are court appointed, so that there's someone there on the kid's behalf all the time, not just the kid's lawyer, because the kids will also be appointed as a lawyer.
I believe everything she's saying, right? So it's just
for two years, never once spoke to her. Yeah, no.
That's what they're saying now, Brittany. Like,
so that tells you that
it's to fit new narratives for some of them.
I can't.
Another thing we have to remember too. Okay, I learned this on Dr. Phil long.
I would talk to the guardian ad litem, who would then,
go. Dr. Phil says your perception of a situation is your reality. So when Katie shared her story about what happened with her and Seth, that was her perception of what happened.
She didn't share her story, though. Where did she ever come up and explain their relationship, their divorce? I've never seen her go into detail about any of that. Am I missing something? So what is she talking about? I don't remember Katie coming on panels and giving very detailed information about her and Seth's relationship. So how would they know?
I think that it was, highly elaborated, or not elaborated. That's the wrong word.
Seth is the one that is coming out giving all the details. I have not seen Katie sit down and tell you, oh, well, we met here, we did this, we did that. We didn't have a truck I could drive. I had to go get one. We don't hear that kind of stuff from her. Nor have I heard her sit and discuss the divorce. Is there interviews I'm missing?
She intensified it more for the judge to make Seth look like he was worse than what he was.
To the judge. Oh. when you're going through a divorce, a nasty divorce and custody battle, yeah, you say things. Both sides do. And
because that's what parents do when they're doing custody battles. I have seen every false allegation made against parents. Like some of them, I'm like, really? You expected somebody to believe that? But they do it. Okay. So Dr. Phil says your perception is your reality. So when Nina's sharing her story, that is her reality too. Okay. What she says happened, that is her reality. She believes that Chris did those things just as Katie.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Women know when they've fluffed it up. They know. She knew. She had an agenda.
I think believes that Seth did those things.
And you really need to quit watching Dr. Phil. He's not doing his show no more on regular cable. He bought his own network, him and his son. They're going to have their own network. Yeah. He didn't really retire. He's just doing his own network. I don't know if it's going to be called the Dr. Phil Network or not, but yeah, they actually got a network.
Was she with Chris when she was when she wrote all that out and said all that? Because was it actually all Katie's doing putting that down? Was someone in her ear to say this, do that? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, you don't.
I just don't know.
You don't.
Yeah, I'm not for sure about that.
Of course you're not.
I don't know. I just know that
you have all these other personal, intimate details, but you don't know that part because you don't have none of these intimate details.
Oh my goodness. I got so frustrated earlier because yes, I do psychic readings. I'm a medium.
Oh
okay,
my
but that is
God.
not factual information. And I
You're not getting
never ever put it out as such either.
Right. I will scream it from the rooftops. That is not factual information. It's my intuition, it's my interpretation of what I'm getting, what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. So ultimately, it's my opinion. Okay.
And you always tell people, I invite you all, like, you don't have to just listen to me. I invite you all to do your own research. Like,
absolutely. Yes. And because I love facts. And if I have something wrong, I want to know I got it wrong because I'm so precise.
Oh,
and,
you've got a lot wrong.
Things. I don't say something unless I can tell you where to go look to find it. Like that's why I'm so stumped about Chris saying something about the garage. That's irritating me because I usually have a good photographic memory and I can't remember where he freaking said that about the garage. But facts are big, and people say things as facts and it's not facts. And that's how rumors get going. And then people are calling people, names that should not be put on anybody that if they're not doing that stuff, if you're not hurting a child, you shouldn't be labeled as such.
Well, and what blows my mind too is like, we're not, I just, oh my God, there's so many things I want to say, but I'm not going to do it on Sheriff's Panel. I'm just going to say this. We should be allowed to have a discussion. And I'm the same way as you, Mindy. Like, I don't sit there and just state something as a fact.
Yes, you do.
Theory or it's a thought. I make sure that I say that. But we got people that don't even want to allow us to do that.
Brittany, you do not.
And it's like, that's what this true crime is about.
You don't have any original thoughts.
I mean, are you naive to believe that we're going to solve this case? Like, is that really why we're here? We're here to talk about bring awareness.
Yeah, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not here to solve any case.
Yeah, no, none of us have, including the other side, if you will. Like these children, some are still missing. Sebastian is still missing. You can say, oh, I have to bash this person and team up with that person because Sebastian. Right. Fuck out of here. It has nothing to do because Sebastian is still missing. So you can stop in the bashing anyone for having a different opinion because we aren't all fucking sheeple and want to just go with, oh, this is what so-and-so says, so I must believe that way. No, that's not how it works. We're all our own humans. We have our own thoughts and opinions. That's why true crime is $1 billion every year industry, because people like to talk about this and have conversations about it, and everybody thinks and has different opinions, and that's why.
Exactly.
Mama Bear said, well, Justin might.
We aren't doing justice to any case by sticking to one thing and having tunnel vision. We're doing nothing. That's not all stones.
That's exactly what they're doing, though. They've had nothing but tunnel vision. Are you kidding me?
In turn, that's not making everything just
yeah, we are.
The missing child.
We gotta be.
That's nothing. That's just their excuse to get online. And I don't know, these mean girls stick together, but that's just their way of having content. Let's bash this person for having this thought, even though my thought.
No, I don't care about your thoughts. It's the misinformation, the disinformation you knowingly pass out around. Come on, Brittany. You've got one of the most immature panels I've ever seen. I mean, you made fun of American Indians. You've made fun of people's names. You made fun of indigenous people.
an opinion could be wrong, but let's bash these people for theirs.
Or call them, call people out for, for us calling out the red flags on the Proudfoots. But then if you go watch these people, they're analyzing.
But what red flags? They have not lied. You have yet to show us anywhere where they've outright lied. None of you can show it because it didn't happen. And yes, you see red flags, but you see red flags on both sides. You people don't. You have that tunnel vision you're talking about.
Everyone assess interviews and doing the exact
same thing.
Yep. But worse. Okay, so
no, you're not. Oh gosh, you suck at doing them interviews over. By the way, Brittany, you miss so much. You just don't get it. Anyway, no, that's not what you're doing.
Of them, because I like to get both sides, so I've gone and watched people that have talked shit because I want to hear what they're saying. I want to hear what their perspective is because that's what I do. Okay, so when I'm over there and I hear them twist words, like Brittany. Okay, Brittany's been reviewed a whole lot. Okay, she's the devil. Okay, so
I'm the devil.
So Brittany won't even get out a whole sentence, and it'll be paused 12 times, and her words will be twisted, and then it's misinformation. Then it's not what Brittany said; it's what the person twisted it into what Brittany said, and that doesn't help anything. That doesn't help the case. That doesn't. Help anything except for spread information and hate. It's hate. I don't care how you
look at it. Hate. Exactly.
When you're about somebody, you're degrading somebody. When you're talking about a jump scare, that is hate. Okay, that is being mean, that is being rude, and that is hate. And that's too much. It's too much negativity. Time is precious. Time is something that we never get back. We never get time back. This time that we've had tonight, I think we've used it wisely, and it's been amazing. This is something that I want to spend my time on. I don't want to go out there and bash somebody else because they look different. No, thank you. Or because they think different. No, thank you. I want to hear your opinion, but I can't hear your opinion when it's being overflooded with hate.
Yeah. And that has nothing to do with the children that are missing, by the way.
Thank you for tonight, because tonight it really genuinely felt like the good old days.
Yeah. Creators coming together and just talking.
Yes. That's what we need.
Yes.
We need to try to go
back
to that.
It's been great. Like, I love doing this. I don't do my lives. Like I said, I'm a panel. I like jumping on panels.
Thank you.
And it also makes me kind of watch what I say too, because I don't want it to come back on the creator whose panel I'm on, So
it's fine.
Well, yes, right. Use your panel the right, or your platform the right way. You have a voice. You have, so many subscribers that are going to hear what you say and going to see what you put out. And, I make sure that on my platform that you're going to know facts, and if it's not facts, it's my perception or my opinion of whatever, but you're going to learn something. You're not just going to go and hear a bunch of hate, I can't. You have so many eyes and ears. That you could reach out to and share factual information, and you'd rather twist somebody's words and make them out to be this horrible person because
dear Lord, I was muted. Oh, figures. But guys, I don't hate anybody. And all I wanted is Sebastian to come home. I've not accused any of the 3 parents of harming that child because there's no evidence that says they did anything. What I have talked about with Seth is Seth's own actions, his words, his behaviors. Nothing else. I've never said he's done anything to the boy. Like I said, there's no proof any of them did anything. You people are the ones that have the runway. The one-way tunnel. It just goes one way.
You don't like them. You don't like them. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to agree with them. There's lots of people that have different opinions than you do, and that may have the same opinion.
And that's fine. I love that. That's great. Differences, varying opinions, but not when you know that it's misinformation or rumor and you run with it. Then that's an issue. That's not an opinion. I don't think any of the parents are guilty. How can you people? You can't. Because you don't know.
You know, that's life.
That's life.
You're protected. No problem, dragons. Well, y'all, now it's 3 hours and 10 minutes, but I appreciate
Thank you so much.
I appreciate Justin, Brittany, Mandy for joining tonight. And yeah, we have to continue this because there's much more we didn't even get to tonight, and just the notes that I took in the last 48 hours. So
well, you just let me know and I'll be there. I really appreciate
Yeah, they do it.
So I will. I have.
It's too late to finish it tonight. But there is a part 2 to this that they finished. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll come back. I wanted to show you one real quick little thing though first. Wait a minute. I want to show you. You probably have seen it. But I want to show you. Where did it go? Should be right here. It's not a short. No, it's not a short. It's a video. I hate when it does that. That's really weird. That's really weird. She don't take shit. Well, she wouldn't take that down. There would be no reason for it. Let me see if I can bring it up this way. Sometimes things won't come up. Okay. Here we go. See, I knew I had to do it that way. This is just a 1-minute video. But I want you to hear what Tony has to say about, which you probably have a couple times, but this is what I thought was on that video I was playing earlier, but here it is. He didn't say nothing. He didn't even come up on panel. That's why I didn't bother with that one. I know a lot of the characters, but I know a lot of you don't. So they talk worse over there than Betty does over here.
And I think running with the misinformation, this information about the cease and desist was not confirmed. We heard little bits and pieces of it. If you have questions, reach out to Tony. He does respond back to people. He answers questions. Ask before you run with what you think you know or what sounds salacious. Reach out and ask.
Yeah, I mean, I have a life too, but I do my best to respond to people's questions. If somebody messages me to complain, I generally delete them and block them. I don't have time for it. So if you have a legitimate question, if you've heard something, then it may be a short response, but I certainly will correct it. And I'm far more available than most people involved in cases like this. What else we got, Cajun?
About Seth being fired.
Yeah, Seth has not been fired from his job. Again, just one more rumor. He's on short-term disability. He's got an injured shoulder that he's probably going to undergo surgery on. Not sure at this point, but that's the only reason he's not working.
There was Tony admitting that for his client, wasn't he? So that is another inconsistency in Seth's story, which I said all along that he wasn't out of work for the reason he was stating, and that he was being paid. And he is. But okay. I know this I got to get me a different mic that actually has a light on it, so that works. So I know I'm muted. Yeah, and that's why, you know what? I think how he's getting away with it is re-injury is probably what they're saying, or they don't know that he had it prior, you know, or re-aggravation. We'll see how long you get to ride that train, though, because the state's funny with comp cases. My brother had leukemia. He had to fight tooth and nail for everything he got. Tooth and nail. And he was a sergeant. He was up there and ranked in the prison system. He was a CO for a long time. But I thank everybody for hanging out with me. It is late. I'll pop up sometime tomorrow and do a quick one, but I think Toasty's going live. Oh, we might if I get the Betty paperwork done, we might start on that. But I also want to, there's 2 of those other creators I want to take a peek at. And we still have part 2 of that obnoxious live to do. And Justin comes up. It's them 4 again. It's interesting. It's actually more than that. I think some more other panel comes up. But yeah, you'll see. But thank you guys for hanging out with me the second time today. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, the Cash App. I appreciate that. Thank you for the gifted memberships, for the renewals. Everything helps support the channel. I really appreciate you for that. I do. It helps me keep StreamYard and stuff. It really does. It makes a difference. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I love you. I love you. Y'all keep my lights on. Y'all pay me because none of us work. I'm not going to say that. My husband works very hard. He busts his butt to take care of us. But, I need to do a little bit to help. And I do. So, yeah. My channel's mine now. Yeah, it's just the inconsistencies are, I don't know. But I'm going to get off here because I got to get the kids. The kids will be up early. Oh, my leg is swollen from being sitting too long. See, I'm not used to sitting all these hours because I'll get up and walk around while I'm live. If my laptop stores, I'll just walk around and talk to you guys. That's why I need to get a different headset anyway. But I will see you guys sometime tomorrow. If not, Tuesday for sure. But I will try to pop up tomorrow. If I get that done, we will start going over the lawsuit. But I'm sure Toasty's going to do her part of it tomorrow, which is going to be good, of course. Yeah. So I will see you on these YouTube streets. And thank you, mods. I appreciate you. And thank you, chat, for hanging out. Night all.